Happy Friday morning. Happy Friday morning. It's Friday morning where I'm at. I don't know where you at, you know what I mean? But I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. And we grinding. We grinding. We got some news. And I want to get into it with you guys this morning. You know, I've been tired a little bit lately. As y'all know, my brother passed away the day before yesterday, my older brother. So I've been dealing with that a little bit inside my mind, a little mental. What up, Jern? I've been dealing with that a little bit, but I'm good though. I'm good. You know what I mean? I've just been a little tired, and I've been dealing with the death of my brother, my older brother. But what's up, Kenny? What's up, boo? Beautiful morning to you. I hope y'all doing well this morning. Hope all is well. Hope y'all mental is well. Hope everything going well in your life. And if it ain't, I just want y'all to pray about it. You know what I'm saying? And keep the faith and do more good than bad. Because we ain't all good. Just to try to do more good than bad. It's cool, Kenny. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad y'all here with me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna cap. I like coming on here with y'all because, you know, it's like therapy. I mean, I like talking to y'all, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of the things that I love to do. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna even hold you. You know what I'm saying? So I like being here with y'all. You know what I mean? That's why I'm able to sit here for 4 and 5 hours with y'all, because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. I like y'all. Really, I do. When I'm gonna get an internet moderator tag, bro? I've been on sister jump. You want a moderator tag, bro? All right, then. Give me a little bit. I'm gonna make you a moderator, bro. Bro said he want the moderator tag. I feel him. You wanna wipe you some noses, Jern? Jern, you wanna catch you some bodies in the chat? Jern say you want him to catch him some bodies. Hey, look, y'all. But listen, I'm telling y'all, this young Dolph case is heating up, man. I gotta hit him with that Memphis. What's the name? Yeah, you the Squiddy, John, for sure. Listen, that young Dolph case is heating up, man. You know, I got to hit him with that Memphis accent, man. There's some people coming in sideways. I feel you, John. You want to get you a body. But listen, the Memphis streets is heating up. I'm telling you, listen. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Listen, I'm telling you, my spidey senses is tingling. They is jumping. I'm telling you, this young Dolph case is about to pop off. It's getting real spicy here. It's getting real spicy. I can feel it. I know it's been kind of stagnant lately, you know what I mean? And initially when it first happened, there was a lot of twists and turns and stuff of that nature. But I'm telling you, listen, this thing finna blow. It's like a volcano. It's like the earthquakes before the volcano blow. I feel it. I could be wrong, but I think I'm about 80 to 90% correct. We finna get some motion in this young Dolph case. And whatever the motion is, it's finna shake out the rest of the players, and it's finna be some twists and turns. I've been doing a little research on this young Dolph case last night, and I want to share with y'all real quick before we jump into the Melly situation. I want to jump into it with y'all real quick, you know what I'm saying, and go over it with y'all, because this thing, I'm telling y'all, listen, man, it's some strange things going on in this case. Me, from being somebody that's been to jail before, I can peep when some strange things going on in the court. And there's some strange things going in the court. Hernandez Govan, the alleged mastermind of the Young Dolph murder, has got a bond. You know what I'm saying? Not only did he get a bond, bro, this man bond went for $9,000. Listen, let me tell you something. I done had bonds more than $9,000. For real. Bro, I had an armed trafficking. My bond was $250,000. $25,000 to get out. Is you hearing me? This man is alleged to be the mastermind of the Young Dolph murder, and his bond was $90,000. All he had to pay was 10% of that $9,000. The other defendants, the ones who incarcerated for this Young Dolph crime, murder, none of them ain't got no bonds. I'm just saying, let that soak in. He is higher on the totem pole than them. And none of them ain't got no bonds. One of the guys didn't even participate in the crime. He just helped after the fact. And he ain't got no bond. So explain to me how the mastermind get a $9,000 bond. Hold up, wait. In the mortal words of Nate Dogg, hold up, wait. Not only that, how about Young Thug family was okay with Hernandez Govan being released? Listen to what I'm saying here now. The court documents are sealed. Why did they seal them? What's going on here? He first had the CMG lawyer, then he got rid of the CMG lawyer, who was a high-power lawyer himself, and got a more high-power lawyer called Manny Aurora. What's going on here? What is going on here? Listen, man, let me tell you something, bro. I'm gonna play this. Listen, there's a YouTuber called OG Jacario. Listen, I don't know if you subscribe to him. If you ain't subscribed to him, you can go subscribe to him. I'm using his content to piggyback on what I suspect, and I want y'all to listen to this real quick. Then I'm gonna jump back in, and I'm gonna summarize this before we get into the Melly stuff. But I just want to break this down for y'all, because I'm telling y'all, if this case blow like I think it's about to blow, we're going to be covering on this channel. And I want everybody to be caught up to speed as to what's going on here when we start covering this case. Because I'm telling you, I believe it's about to blow, as well as a whole bunch of bloggers, YouTubers, and the internet. What's up, Ghost Chavo? What it is, man?
Hey, this is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm going to give you the rundown.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button on the way in.
Presenting one of the men charged in the shooting death of Memphis rapper Young Dolph. Prosecutors say Hernandez Govan solicited Dolph's murder. He was back in court today, but without the attorney who's been representing him for the past 5 months.
After Hernandez Govan was arrested last year, the district attorney said he was the one who ordered the hit in the murder of rapper Young Dolph. Months later, the 43-year-old was ordered back to court, in which much was the same. But what has changed is who is standing alongside the accused. Govan has a new lawyer. No longer is attorney William Massey representing him.
Anything that's some sort of conflict had arisen, I don't know the nature of it.
But what is known is who will now defend Govan, an Atlanta attorney, Manny Aurora, who was not present Thursday. Because Mr. Aurora is not licensed in Tennessee, he will be associated with local lawyer Handel Durham Jr., who was in court. Prosecutor Paul Hagerman says Govan's new attorney has already hit the ground running.
He'll have to get up to speed, but he may already be up to speed, and he has all discovery.
Which essentially is the evidence the prosecution plans to use against the defendant. Something else worth noting, you see the red shirt Govan is wearing? It is because he, along with others charged in this very high-profile case, are having to be kept away from the general population in lockup.
And I do know, and we know this from the last court hearing, that all these defendants are housed special. It may just be the fact that he's housed special.
Judge Coffey with final instructions.
And again, make sure you cooperate to the lawyers. So you have any questions?
Following those final words, Govan was escorted back to lockup. May 11th, Govan has been ordered to return back to court with his new counsel. It's at that time, evidence could be presented in order to determine bond. We'll certainly keep you updated.
In the murder plot conspiracy of Young Dolph, most of the players have been rounded up or either named. And Hernandez Govan is said to be the mastermind in this whole conspiracy. And Hernandez Govan was given a bond. That's right. He paid a bond, and he will soon be released from Shelby County Jail.
He's already out.
Tennessee. That's right. The infamous Orange Mound Quet, Hernandez Govan, can be out right now, back to stomping on the streets he was raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Social media is in an uproar, wondering how Govan escaped the long arm of the law and somehow found a loophole to be free after conspiring and paying people off, allegedly, to kill Dolph. Speaker Cameron Sexton explains how Govan could have slipped through the system, as well as I have other information how he did it. The new bail system in Shelby County has turned 201 popular into a revolving door for criminals, says Sexton. We need to fix this, period. Well, apparently, obviously, Speaker Sexton's words fell upon deaf ears in Memphis, Tennessee. So this is breaking news that Hernandez Govan, the alleged mastermind behind Young Dolph's murder, has posted bond. The man accused of allegedly conspiring to commit Young Dolph's murder has officially posted bond less than 12 hours after it was set by a judge. Hernandez Govan was indicted and pleaded not guilty in November 2022 for the murder, but has been held without bond until Thursday. Let's listen to Mel Strickland tell us his reasoning for these criminals and thugs and rapists and convicts.
So what they finna do now? They finna go into a chink in the system in Memphis as to how violent criminals have been able to get back on the streets. Now let me tell you something. You can believe what you want to believe. Is this the reason Mr. Govan is on the streets? Could be. Do I believe it? Hell, fuck no. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I gotta hit him with that Memphis accent. Let me tell you something, man. Listen, check this out. Ain't no fucking way. Listen, check this out, man. This man is charged with first-degree fucking murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree fucking murder, some other bullshit. But listen, check this out, right? Let me break this down to you, right? Conspiracy is when two or more people discuss committing a crime, right? So ask yourself this, excuse me. How did this man get a conspiracy, right? Excuse me. That means they got evidence that's saying that he conspired, which means either one of them other guys told him, one or more of them other guys told them that Govan was involved and he planned it, or they got cell phone records. One of the two. See what I'm saying? And when I mean cell phone records, I mean text messages saying yada yada this, yada yada that. But you can only get a conspiracy. You can't conspire with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can get a conspiracy when it's two or more people. That means y'all discussing committing a crime. That is conspiracy, right? How the fuck do they know he conspired? Listen to me now. Follow me now. Now follow me, roll. Listen, how the fuck do they know he conspired? Because they got evidence somebody told, or either they got text messages that's saying he conspired, right? Now explain to me how you have evidence that this man conspired to commit this crime and you let him out on a $9,000 bond. I'm gonna say $9,000. Fuck that, because he ain't paying no $90,000. On a $9,000 bond. On top of that, Young Thug's family is cool. He gonna read the statement from the family. The family is cool with this dude being released. All of a sudden. Why? Because he fucking snitching. He snitching. Now, do I know he's snitching for a fact? No. But do I believe it? 80 to 90%? Fuck yeah, he's snitching. Hell yeah. And that's why I'm getting out in front of this case. Because I can clearly see some other dominoes about to fall. Who? I don't fucking know. But I know this, Mr. Govan definitely looked like he done worked the waters to get himself up out of the situation he in. And I'm gonna tell you something. I know he's supposed to be the mastermind and all of this, but they will definitely cut him a deal in order to get a bigger fish. Now, I'm going to say this. Whoever the fuck he's supposed to be telling on, you know what I'm saying, allegedly telling on, because we don't know, but I suspect he's telling, they got to be big. And let me tell you why. It got to be somebody bigger than him. You see what I'm saying? They don't just give you them fucking, they don't just let you go for fucking murder and give you sweet deals on murder if you can't throw them somebody who's more high profile than you. Sammy the Bull, the reputed mafia hitman, is free now. He's on YouTube making videos about the people he done killed. He worked for John Gotti. He murdered over 12 motherfuckers. Some people say over 20 people. I don't know. But he murdered a bunch of motherfuckers, and he free right fucking now on YouTube, being a YouTuber. Sammy the Bull, the fucking mafia hitman who worked for John Gotti, is a fucking YouTuber. Right now, you can look him up. Just type his name in. I done been all on his channel, watch a bunch of his videos, and he on that bitch talking about the people he killed, how he killed them, why he killed them, the way he killed them, and every fucking thing. And you know why? Because he fucking snitched on John Gotti. They threw Sammy the Bull back, the murderer. He confessed to fucking being the murderer. And they got fucking John fucking Gotti. This is, I think, the same similar shit finna happen in this case. This fucking guy is no fucking way this fucking guy was supposed to be released before any of the other defendants. I ain't gonna say any of them. I'm gonna say before the one that was just conspiracy after the fact. The guy who was just helping them hide and get away and driving them around and shit like that. That guy right there, no matter how this case turn out, that guy ain't gonna get no more than 5 years. How the fuck he ain't got a bond? But you get a mastermind a bond? How the fuck that happened? Because the fucking mastermind done already fucking snitched. He done snitched. He done came up with a, listen, that new attorney, Manny Aurora, the high power attorney, he done worked the deal out with the feds, with Memphis Police Department, whoever the fuck. But he done worked the deal out, in my opinion. And that's how that motherfucker got out of motherfucking jail, man. Listen, the first lawyer he had was a CMG lawyer. That to me was the dumbest shit in the world. Everybody in this case is connected to CMG. Everybody, all the defendants, everybody's connected to CMG. And then you're gonna walk your black ass up in there with a CMG attorney. A high powered one at that. That's signaling CMG did this. It's CMG wrote all over this fucking case, man. It ain't no other suspects, no other rappers that suspected to do this to Dolph, no street dudes from Memphis that suspected to do this to Dolph. It's fucking reeks to high heaven of CM fucking G. You feel me? But he got rid of that attorney. Why would he get rid of that attorney, you say? Because if CMG is paying for that attorney, then you know if he decide to snitch, CMG gonna be the first people to know. They gonna be the first fucking people to know, because that attorney is going to go back and tell Yo Gotti or whoever the fucking CMG need to be told, hey, your boy, he trying to make a deal. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you another thing I think fucking happened too, right? I think CMG got so much goddamn pull in Memphis. I think Orange Mound Quet, aka Hernandez Govan, he wanted to be released, right? He like, listen, if I give y'all this, I gotta get about this motherfucker, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Good morning. Happy Friday morning. He was like, I gotta get about this motherfucker, man. But check this out. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why they let him out. First, they let him out because he wanted to be let out. Allegedly, his daughter, Lotta Cass Desto, the female rapper out of Memphis, was killed in Houston late last year. Her murder was in direct retaliation for the Young Dolph murder, right? He even went to Instagram and said that the things that he did, caused his daughter to get killed, right? So basically, he's telling us that his actions was the reason why his daughter got killed. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you gotta listen to the streets. That's why people come to YouTube instead of listening to fucking the national news, because we had a fucking real deal. We had a tea. Now, he's telling us that the things that he did caused his daughter to die. How the fuck he know that? How the fuck he feel like that? Where there's smoke, there's fire. He know what the fuck going on. He a street dude. His ears are to the fucking streets, right? Check this out now. So they say after his daughter died, got killed, they say he took that shit hard. You gotta think you a man. That's your daughter, that's your baby. You know what I'm saying? That's your baby. She got murdered, got gunned down in Houston. They say he took that shit hard. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you're going through the loss of a loved one and you in jail, it's like magnified. It's like 20 times worse because you inside that fucking cell and you can't get out. You can't go see your people. You can't even mourn right. You feel what I'm saying? It's like everything you're going through compounds on you at the same time. It's just a tough spot to be in. Anytime you're in jail and you lose a loved one, that's why sometimes they let people out of jail in order to go to the funerals and the wakes and shit like that. It's a real tough thing. A lot of inmates have to go talk to the chaplain. The chaplain is a priest, a minister that does those things inside of jail, and because they got pastors and shit in jail. So I'm just saying they say he took that shit real hard. Now just think now, you sitting in jail, possibly finna catch life for the Dolph situation. You just lost your fucking daughter, and you older, and on top of that, he has snitched in a previous case. We done seen the black and white. Hernandez Govan has snitched in a previous case. He made a deal. This is fact. Now, here we go. Fast forward to where we at now. He worked this way to get up out of there. He hired Manny Aurora, which is a new attorney, a high power attorney that ain't even fucking licensed to be to practice law in Memphis. Why? Why you say? Because he don't want no Memphis fucking attorney. He don't want nobody that's possibly connected to CMG to where CMG could know what the fuck he planning. Soon as he get Manny Aurora, he get out of jail. How come he didn't get out of jail? With the fucking CMG attorney. Because he fucking made a deal. And another reason he want to get out of jail is he want to get out of jail because they don't want him to be able to be touched inside of the jail. COs or inmates, all of them, they are able to be paid off, man. These dudes be dudes from the community. COs, these dudes and women be people from the community. COs will leave the door unlocked for inmates to come in and stab you the fuck up. This happens every day, B. So if, in my opinion, I think the police, the feds, whoever the fuck he working with, got him up out that bitch, and he is in fucking protective custody, if you ask me. They made it like, okay, how much bond can you pay? I can pay, cause listen to the number, $90,000? That ain't even a round number. Your bond usually gonna be like 25,000, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000. They're gonna be, most of the time, your bond is gonna be a round number, $100,000, $100, $250, $300, $400, $500. It's gonna be a round number. That nigga bond is $90,000. Why not $100,000? They, I believe, asked him how much could he pay. How much could you? The bond is just smoke and mirrors. They would have let his ass out anyway. You know what I'm saying? How much can you come up with? Man, shit, well, we play this much. That's how they got to the $9,000 he paid, right? That's the fake, like, he fucking bonded out. He did bond out, but it was like, so they could cover the fact up that he's working. This is the older gentleman. He done lost his daughter, all type of shit. He ain't finna fucking go to jail for the rest of his life. We already see that. He already snitched in a previous case. Like, I don't understand why they hired this fucking guy. You feel me? But hey, they hired him. Now, right now, if you ask me, and then one more thing I want to get to before I go into my little soliloquy. Every time that Young Dolph had an attempt on his life, there were connections with CMG. Fucking black youngster was arrested for the shooting up the Sprinter because the fucking rental car was registered a black youngster. The reason why he was not prosecuted is because Dolph chose not to prosecute. You know what I'm saying? Then when he got shot the time when they got into the altercation with CMG, the dudes was from CMG. The dudes he got into it was with CMG. And now in his real murder, when they do finally succeed in killing Dolph, all the individuals have connections to CMG. Bruh, I mean, bruh, you cannot tell me that the feds are not investigating CMG. I don't give a fuck. If they not investigating CMG, it's damn near borderline, like they not doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing. Like, I mean, you ain't got to be Scooby-Doo to figure this shit out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why they so fucking dumb. Like, they dumb as fuck. Like, let me tell you something. Don't never hate somebody so much till you cause your own demise. I see this shit over and over and over and over again with young men in the streets. Bro, don't never hate somebody so much till you cause your own demise. I see this shit all the time. People hate other people so much till they go on and kill the people and then end up losing their fucking lives. What the fuck sense that make? If you hate me so much that you want to kill me and you're going to end up losing your life at the end of that, why don't you just put a gun to your own head and blow your own fucking brains out? Leave me alive, motherfucker. Because you finna go to jail for the rest of your life, get the, you know what I mean, or rot away in jail, or either my people finna kill you or the police kill you, or however the fuck it go. Bro, listen, these people listen, it's almost like they hate themselves. Like, for real, just think about the paradox here. You gonna kill me, but in the process of after you kill me, you gonna destroy your own fucking life. It's you hating yourself. You killing yourself. That even go to the Melly case. We're gonna get into it in a minute. When he pulled that trigger, allegedly pulled that trigger. He ended everybody's life inside that fucking car, including his own. That's hate. Think, y'all. Think before you do these things, man. But anyway, let me let the video play back to this Hernandez Govan. This is the Young Dolph case. This shit got a twist and turn that I ain't told y'all yet. Listen to OG Cario. Listen, go subscribe to his channel. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button up. Hit that like button, y'all. Please hit that like button. But this shit finna speed up, bro. Trust what I tell you, him.
Killers, murderers, getting back out of that Shelby County jail onto the streets.
Me crazy.
Still there?
That make me crazy.
Fuck that is.
Over the weekend, Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton tweeted out, "The new bail system in Shelby County has turned a 201 Poplar into a revolving door for criminals. We need to fix this." It was in response to the news Archie Mays, accused of shooting a Beale Street vendor and another man about a week and a half ago, has been released after posting a $150,000 bond.
The system is broken, and these repeat offenders keep repeating because there's no deterrent.
As you heard, the suspect in the Beale Street shooting is already out on a $150,000 bond, and that was hired in Govans, who conspired to kill Dolph. Since the assassination of Young Dolph, an Instagram account by the name of Young Dolph Unsolved has been at the forefront of groundbreaking information in the Young Dolph case. And guess what? It looks as if Rock Nation, that's right, Rock Nation has a hand in the political field in Memphis, Tennessee. And guess who's on the board, you guys? Yo Gotti. That's right. And the DA, Steve Mulroy, as seen with Ben Crump above in this picture. And Ben Crump and the family of Tyree Nichols have a $500 million lawsuit, right, against the city of Memphis. Former DA Amy Work exposed how Steve Mulroy won the election. She says that a super PAC out of state funded Mulroy's campaign. Former DA Warwick described it as a out-of-state radical pact that was pushing a dangerous platform to free dangerous prisoners from jail. That explains why Govan's back out. It's a revolving door, right, Strickland? And Strickland said that Dolph's murder was a targeted murder. So go figure. According to Young Dolph Unsolved on Instagram, Hernandez Govan had a best friend that got killed in a car wreck. His name was Evelyn Smith, or Evelyn Johnson Smith. And shortly after this guy was killed, Govan took to social media to express himself. When I got that call, my first thought was, who gotta die today? Then to know you died in a car wreck blew me, bruh. Be pretending like I'm okay, but nigga, you know damn well I ain't. I was the little / big brother, used to get mad at people if they tell me about an argument you had with somebody, because you know I was gonna go too far. I'm shedding tears typing this shit. We started this shit together, bruh, says Hernandez Govan, September 11, 2022. Now, being that Hernandez Govan, aka Orange Mound Quet, was best friends with Evelyn Smith, or Evelyn Johnson Smith, incriminating and shocking evidence says that Evelyn Smith, his girlfriend at the time, or one of the ladies he was involved with, happened to be one of Mia J's best friends. And Hernandez Govan was best friends with the deceased Evelyn Johnson Smith. So let's paint the picture. By Govan being best friends with the deceased Evelyn and his ex-girlfriend, Miss Jessie B, right? Okay, she's friends with Mia J, best friend.
So listen to what they saying here. This is the plot twist. Plot twist. Y'all can take from this at what you may. Hernandez Govan had a best friend that was killed in a car accident, right? Hernandez Govan took to Instagram once the guy got killed in the car accident to voice his sadness about his friend being killed, right? His friend's girlfriend, right, is best friends with young Dolph's old lady, this baby mama, the one who, Mia J. So Govan's best friend's girlfriend is best friends with young Dolph's old lady. And now young Dolph family saying they cool with Hernandez Govan being released. They saying it's new evidence into this case, but ain't nobody discuss what the new evidence is. I know what the new evidence is. He fucking snitching. He fucking telling. He is fucking telling. He telling like a motherfucker. He's singing like a fucking canary. I'm telling you, this dude is in protective custody, in my opinion, because, excuse me, right now, Yo Gotti, CMG, them boys is shaking in their boots. And listen, rightfully so. If you paid this fucking guy to do this shit and plan this shit, to do this shit to young Dolph, a fucking known snitch, I don't give a fuck how gangsta he is. When that pressure get on and a motherfucker thinking about they finna do life, a motherfucker gonna hit that exit button, that escape hatch. You see? And that's what the fuck it looks like Mr. Govan is fucking doing. How the fuck you get out on a $9,000 bond on first degree fucking murder, conspiracy to commit first degree murder on somebody as high profile as Dolph, when none of the other defendants got bonds? None of them. Not even the guy who just drove them around after the shit. Just even the guy who got a conspiracy, accessory after the fact, who didn't do shit, who didn't plan shit, who wasn't involved, he just basically helped them. That's like you helping your cousin. That's like you getting your cousin a ride after he killed somebody. Like, that ain't even no serious fucking charge, really. But he ain't even got no fucking bond. This guy got a conspiracy, man. How the fuck did he get a conspiracy? Because somebody told on him, or either they got text messages sent in correspondence, and it's showing that he conspired with any of the other people in this case. So how the fuck do you give him a bond? And he's supposed to be the mastermind, but none of the minions got bonds. Bro, listen. I'd have been to jail, I'd have been to court, never had no fucking case like this here. Don't want them. Don't want them. I ain't no lawyer, I ain't no judge, no shit like that. I ain't even no police. But I'm saying, my fucking common sense telling me a lot of this shit is irregular. The streets is fucking feeling the same way I'm feeling. When you in the streets, you know when people get out on suspicious terms. This shit suspicious than a motherfucker. I'm telling you, Scooby-Doo and the meddling ass kids could put this shit together. I'm telling you, this shit don't take Perry Mason, Matlock, Columbo, the motherfucker McCoy off of Law and Order. It don't take none of them to put this shit together. This dude is fucking snitching. I'm telling you.
you guys, and she knew Dolph. That's right. So, what's really going on, you guys? Many have said since the beginning of this young Dolph murder case that it was the ones closest to Dolph that snaked him out and led him to his demise. It's suspiciously strange that young Dolph's baby mother, Mia J., is best friends with the deceased best friend of Hernandez Govan, according to young Dolph Unsolved on IG. And if all this is true, if the deceased Evelyn Johnson Smith, may God rest his soul, was involved with the best friend of Mia J., right, who's Dolph's baby mama, that's very, very suspicious. Dolph's family has been very, very silent, and they haven't came out and spoken much since this incident happened. But according to a public consent order on bond, the family of young Dolph stands behind the recommendations of bond terms and agreements. Many.
Do you hear that? I'm going to read this to you. According to public consent order on bond, the family of young Dolph stands behind the recommendations of bond terms and agreements, many of which have been sealed. Listen to this. I'm going to read this again to y'all. According to a public consent order on bond, the family of young Dolph stands behind the recommendation of bond terms and agreements, many of which have been sealed. Do you hear me? Do you fucking hear me? How the fuck is his family standing behind the recommendation of bond terms and agreements? What agreements? Is it you gonna be out of trouble? Is you gonna stay on house arrest? Or is it the agreement for this motherfucker to keep telling what the fuck he know on who he know? Why? Listen, let me tell you something. To me, this is a smoking gun. This is a red herring like a motherfucker, right? If you killed my fucking family member, right, what would make me get on your side? If you finna tell the rest of the motherfuckers that's involved in this shit, if you the motherfucker that killed my family and you say, look, man, if y'all give me a bond, man, I'll tell y'all everything, man. Give me a bond, man, and give me a good deal, man. I'll tell y'all everything. I'll tell y'all everybody involved, man. That's why the fuck they cool with him being out. Because they supposed to not want him out. You killed that fucking family member, they breadwinner, they mascot, the matriarch of the family. Why would we be cool with you getting out? Because this motherfucker done gave, and it says new evidence in his case, but ain't nobody said what the evidence is. The new evidence is what he telling them. I'm telling you this. The motherfuckers who got power to pull this type of shit are the feds, bro. Are the feds. Know what I'm saying? I don't know how long it's gonna take for some shit to go to rolling, some motion go to happening. But to me, my spidey sense say it's gonna happen. I don't know who the fuck involved in this shit, but it's looking like he telling who the fuck else involved, because they let him out. And I'm gonna say this about young Dolph baby mama, y'all. I'm not ready to go all the way there yet and say that she was involved in this, but I'm gonna say this. It won't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Let me tell you something, man. I done seen baby mamas be involved with killings of their baby daddies. I'm telling you this shit. I done seen it. I done seen it firsthand. Listen, we gotta understand something here. Dolph was a getting money bread type dude. You know, he probably had different women. I'm pretty sure they probably, went through certain situations where she probably caught him doing certain things or moving funny or actually all the way cheating. We just don't know about him. But when you one of them type of dudes right there, most likely you're not just having sex with your old lady. Most likely. I'm saying maybe 90%. You know what I mean? I understand there's some good dudes out there, but I'm saying most likely you ain't just having sex with your old lady. You got all this money, prestige, fame. You traveling all over the world. You got groupies. Who knows if this lady was mad or bitter about some of these interactions or some of this infidelity? I got your kids right here. I'm loyal to you, and you making me look crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? I love you, and I just got to sit here and eat that shit. because you got money. You know what I'm saying? You never know how people feel about you when they hurt. You know what I'm saying? Or you done hurt them. You see what I'm saying? And I could clearly see, if Dolph had did some of the stuff that I'm saying he might have done, I could see this lady being bitter, hurt, scorned, and possibly, having an involvement in it. Do I think she had an involvement in it? No, I'm not willing to go there yet. But I'm saying if it comes out that she was involved with this, it won't surprise me. It won't surprise me at all, because this baby mama is best friends with Hernandez Govan's best friend's old lady. Best fucking friends. So who knows? Listen, I'm telling you something. A lot of people lined Dolph up, man. A lot of people, man. He ain't stand a chance, bro. He ain't stand a chance. Not with as many people that had hate for him, bro. And that's just sad, dog. That's just sad than a motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we are getting a glimpse into the soul of some human beings, bro. And this is how some people are, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some people hate you just for being happy. If you happy and they ain't happy, they hate you for that. If it look like that you making it through life, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't letting life get you down, even if you struggling, they hate you because you happy. Now imagine somebody who look like they having an easy time at life like Dolph, and other people having to worry about paying their bills or shit like that and all type of shit. They hate on the people who look like they not having the struggles that they having. And then they want them people gone because they so fucking hurtful and hateful. Man, let me tell you something. Human beings are something else, dog. We something else, bro. We something else, bro. Love is the highest vibration, bro. It's so easy for people to get caught up in that nasty hatred. You could be a church person. I done seen some church people nasty as hell, but go to church every day and every Sunday and pray to the Lord and swear they so holy. Nasty as hell. Do all kind of nasty, vindictive stuff. So if this lady's involved in this, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not willing to go there just yet, but I will say this. For her to be best friends with Hernandez Govan's best friend's old lady, she might have lined him up, bro. She might have lined him up.
Which have been sealed. So now you have Dolph's family okay with Govan, the one who masterminded and paid people to kill Dolph allegedly, being out on bond and amongst, the public again. Wow. And what records were sealed, you guys? Why did the court seal some records? Is that because names were named? Is that because details were given on Dolph's murder? What's really going on, you guys? Is CMG pissing in their boots right now? Because Hernandez Govan, Orange Mountain Quit, is back out on the streets of Memphis. You're watching the Rundown Podcast.
So yeah, man, I just wanted to go over that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, listen, I understand we cover a lot of Melly, but it's other stuff that be going on in the world that that I'm gonna cover that I feel interesting enough for us to talk about and cover on this platform on my channel. So like I say, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I'm a Dolph fan, bro. As proactive as I am with the Melly situation, listen, I want justice for Dolph too, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no Dolph or nothing like that, but I'm saying from the outside looking in, Dolph was a good dude, man. Look how many times some people tried to kill Dolph. Dolph didn't even go to court on Black Youngster, man. You see what I'm saying? He didn't even go to court on him. Nah, let him out, bro. Nigga done shot you up, tried to kill you, shot your sprint up 100 times. Let him out, man. You don't know now situation where young Dolph proactively tried to kill anybody in CMG. He talked this shit. Don't get it twisted. He talked this shit. He popped this shit. But as far as like physically, proactively trying to harm any one of them, I don't know not one situation. But I know multiple situations where CMG is implicated in the attempted assassination of young Dolph. Even in this one where they actually succeeded. They're implicated in this one too. Like, To me, that means something. They killed this man. This man finna do a turkey drive, bro. A turkey drive. That's hatred, bro. That's hatred, bro. And let's just backtrack here what all this allegedly was about. This allegedly was over a woman, bro. Yo, got it. You rich. You can have you can have a choice of women that you want. You get mad at this man for talking about he hit your baby mama. Let me tell you something, young men. When a woman decide to be with you, it's her choice. She's not your property. You ain't her mama, you ain't her daddy. You should be happy that she chose to spend this moment in time with you, because time is the most precious thing we have, because we don't know how much we got and we don't know how much we got left. But if she chooses not to be with you, or she chooses to spend her time with somebody else, that's her choice. Now what you do is if she cheat on you, then you just get on up and you just move yourself out the equation. That's what you do. But you don't get mad at the other man, because he couldn't have did nothing if that woman didn't let him do it. You feel me? So now look at this now. If allegedly this is all over a woman, we lost Dolph, and we probably finna lose a multitude of other men out of their family dynamics, because y'all got too much pride and y'all can't let shit go. That's why I told y'all the other day, man, sometimes you got to let shit go. Listen to me here. Sometimes the best thing to do is to do nothing. You don't always have to get back. You don't always have to do what somebody else did to you. Let it go. Move on. You know how many times, well, I learned this in my older age, but you know how many times I done seen people destroy themselves trying to get some get back? Let me tell you something. Sometimes you move out the way and them people cause their own demise. Just don't destroy yourself in the process. Let it go. Let it go. If Yo Gotti would have just said, oh man, shit, fuck it. Dolph would still be alive when he got shot. We wouldn't have this investigation. We wouldn't have these young black men fighting for their lives. And we wouldn't have a possible CMG indictment coming. So you mean to tell me you're going to let that small situation bring down a multi-million-dollar business that you got going on? The chance of having generational wealth and helping your family for generations after you die. You gonna throw all that away because the nigga slept with your baby mama. Nigga slept with your baby mama before she was your baby mama, nigga. So since she slept with you one time as your baby mama, she can't sleep with nobody else in the rest of her life. Grow the fuck up, man. I'm just saying, listen, I'm not holier than thou. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I got enough sense to know that's dumbass thinking. Like, what the fuck? But this is how some people are. We getting a glimpse into the soul of some people. And I say some people because everybody ain't the same. The world wouldn't go round. I'm just disgusted that they took this man for allegedly that petty ass reason and making a couple songs. Y'all winning. Both of y'all rich. Dolph was rich, you was rich. Man, none of that shit be bothering me if I'm rich. I promise you. Oh, you hit my baby mama? Nigga, I got Angela Simmons sitting right here. Who the fuck cares? And, like, I know you... Bro, these people is wild, bro. When you obsess over beef, you usually become a victim of it. Dolph couldn't stop this in his music. It happened to Mo 3 and Vaughn 2. Shout out Blue Channel. Or it was $22 million deal. That was he got hit 22 times. Damn. Yep. You think so? Let me see. Yeah, but Glock, Kid Murray, Moochie, and the rest of the was in on it too. I'm telling you, CMG and Priori just wasn't CMG Dolo. Could have been. We'll see. They said Money Bag Yo was there too. I don't know. The more I learn about this case, the more I think CMG is behind it. I'm telling you, that's what it is, man. Yo got it behind everything. And that's sad, dog. Dolph was really doing it for his team and city, and literally they money They music ain't even the same for real. Like PRE, they cool, some bangers here and there, but it's way different. For real, I agree, Ghost Chavo. For real. I'm just saying, y'all, you know, damn, I gotta pull up my shit up. 1 second, y'all. That shit crazy, y'all. That shit crazy as hell. Like, I'm a people person, y'all. I ain't gonna care, I'm a people person. But the older I get and the shit that I see people do, I'm damn near getting sick of people, y'all. Like, for real, bro. Like, y'all, bro, these people kill for nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? For nothing, bro. They don't be thinking, bro. Or maybe they do be thinking. Maybe they just slow. Or maybe they think they can get away with it. Or whatever the fuck. But I'm saying. And then that's another thing. Let me say this. Let me tell this too. Bro. We live in the age of the internet. We can clearly see if you kill a high profile rapper, you're gonna get found out. The internet is undefeated from Mo3 to fucking Young Dolph to Takeoff. You name them. The internet is defeated. So I don't even be understanding how these guys they can just get away with this shit. You know? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Like, for real, like, y'all dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Just so fucking sick of this shit. I am, bro. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it, dog. I'm sick of all the senseless killing. I'm sick of all the people just throwing their lives away. You know? I'm sick of it. Y'all, I'm trying to pull up this Melly situation for y'all real quick. Give me a second here. I just had wanted to get off into the young Dolph situation, dog, because I'm telling y'all, this thing is about to heat up. What's up with the internet? Goddamn, playboy. Oh, man. Hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up this Melly situation for y'all real quick, yo. If you kill someone and it's on camera, just trust me, someone somewhere loves that victim enough to find out what happened, when, where, how, why. Pin it, for real, exactly. What's up with Spotify? Come on, Spotify. What's going on here, Spotify? Damn. I'm trying to look out for y'all so we can get into it. Something going on with Spotify, man. Damn. What's going on here? Damn, dog. I want to I wanted to go over some more of this. I wanted to go over some more of this Ace Hood documentary on Melly for y'all, but for some reason Spotify ain't acting right. Oh. No, y'all. I'm trying to work it out. That bitch ain't putting up nothing. I don't know what the fuck going on now. Let's see here. Perhaps what's sent out for real. They might be, listen. They might be. It's a lot of money behind Melly. And that bitch say, can't find page. Wow. You can't, hold on, let's see. Here we go. Let's see. I'ma just let it do what it do and see if it pull up. But so listen, it's a lot of money tied up in the Melly situation as well, y'all. I'ma just freestyle this thing for what I know, right? They saying that the lawsuits that could be levied in a civil suit could be up to $500 million. You feel what I'm saying? And when they talking about this, they talking about Track would be liable. 300 would be liable. Who is 300 under? Is 300 under Universal or Atlantic? Whichever one 300 under, they would be named in the suit. You also got, I think, Young Thug, YSL, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think they would be named in the suit. Because I'm thinking Melly was signed to Young Thug, the YSL, I think. Okay, so Universal. So, you know, when they be talking about all these big sums of money in these civil suits, you know, they go after whoever connected to the situation and whoever got that bag. You know, and it's up to them to prove that they ain't liable, right? And I want to say something about a civil suit, y'all. A civil suit is different from a criminal case, right? If you remember or not, I want to bring this back to y'all. Maybe a lot of y'all was too young to know, but I'm not. I lived through it. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of killing Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Not guilty. Listen to me now. He was found not guilty. Johnny Cochran, the famed black attorney, got him off, right? Do you know O.J. Simpson was still found guilty in the civil suit? So explain to me how someone could be found not guilty in the alleged murder, but then found guilty in the civil suit. It doesn't seem like it could happen, does it? Because if you, on one hand, if you saying that I didn't kill them, then how could you sue me and find me liable to pay money to the families of the victims if I didn't kill them? But this is what happened. They say in a civil suit, more stuff is allowed in than in a criminal case, right? So what I'm saying is, even if Melly is found not guilty, he still may be liable in a civil suit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Shout out to Kenny. The burden of proof is stronger in the criminal court. For real. Exactly. Shout out to Nell Bones. The standard of evidence is lower in a civil suit. So I'm saying, the reason why I brought this up is because it's a lot of people livelihoods at stake if Melly is found not guilty, right? We got a family of a friend that's a police officer. Well, actually, we got a lot of families of a friend that's police officers, right? One of my dad's closest friends, he's my friend too, he's my friend too. Actually, we born on the same day, real with you not. But he was a police officer, right? We knew him all our lives. Like, I knew him since I was like a baby. He was a police officer that long, right? He was caught having relations with a woman that he had pulled over. This was big news in Orlando. It was all over the news, everything, maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? About 15 years ago. He pulled the lady over. The lady had some weed on her. But it was a lady that he had already been messing around with on the low anyway. He was one of them cops that, you know, he'll do a little something with the chicks in the hood. You feel what I'm saying? Like he'll tackle them. You know what I mean? And they'll, you know, he was known in the hood as one of them cops that was having relations with multiple young ladies in the hood. You feel what I'm saying? So this particular day, he pulled the young lady over. And when he pulled over, he realized it was a young lady that he had been seeing here and there. So he propositioned her. Hey, look, man, let's go on and, you know, let's do our thing, man. You know, like we used to do, for old time's sake. The lady was like, nah, man, I got somewhere to go, yada, 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 I ain't doing this or whatever, man. He like, well, hey, you got some weed on you. I got the weed. I got the weed on you. So either you're going to go with me and we going to do what we used to do, or what we had did that time. Remember what we had did that time? Yeah, let's go do that, right? The lady like, nah, I don't want to go do none of that right now, man. I got shit to do, man. He like, well, look, I'm gonna take you to jail then. Let's clear point blank. I want that, my precious. You know what I'm saying? He had to turn into Smeagol's on her ass. And so the lady was like, man, I ain't with this shit, dog, but all right, if you seriously threatening to take me to jail, and you know me and you know, we cool like that, you know what I'm saying? You really trying to make me do something with you right now? It was daytime too, right now. Or you gonna take me to jail for a bag of weed? And you know how we rock? He said, fuck yes, I want that. What you got right there. And so she went, right? So they went to this little police substation. Sometimes the police have these little substations in the projects, and they have them there so that it's like an apartment, but they have like the police badge on the outside of the apartment, and it's a logo on it, and it says, you know, police department, set it out. But it's an actual apartment inside of the projects. And they do this to deter crime, right? But the police are rarely there. But this is what he took the lady at, right? Took the lady there. They did what they did. After he did that, how about he still took the lady to jail? He took the lady to jail any damn way. Listen to me now. After she agreed and she did what he wanted her to do inside the police substation, there was no other police there, it was just him and her. He still took her to jail. Check out what this lady do. She keep a little bit of him, if you know what I mean. She keep a little bit of him. And when she gets inside the jail, she tells the corrections officers, as well as the nurse and all of that, what had happened. And she produced a little piece of him, if you know what I mean. She kept it. I don't know if she kept it in her mouth or however she did it, but she kept a little piece of him. They ended up DNA testing the DNA. Come back, it's him. They arrest him, release her, and then he went on trial. It was big, it was big. It was a scandal all over Orlando news. If you look it up, you can probably find out. You know what I'm telling you, it was big. It went on for months and months and months, right? Let me tell you what ended up happening, right? How about they end up finding him not guilty? How the fuck they got GPS, they got body cam, they got all this shit that's showing him taking her there. They got DNA from her. The DNA that she got is no other way she could get that DNA without having relations, if you know what I mean. She got the real DNA. She got the DNA. And so to me, it was like clear, open and shut that he did this, right? They found him not guilty. Let him retire with all his pension and everything, right? Now, you know, exactly, you're right, Kenny. I apologize to y'all, man, for that, man. That's messed up, really, on y'all, for them to do y'all like that, man, because a lot of times these dudes do be doing stuff. But listen, do you know why they found him not guilty? Because if they would have found him guilty, politics played a big part in this. Because if they would have found him guilty, the city of Orlando would have been on the hook for millions of dollars to this young lady. So they didn't like what he did. The city of Orlando, of course, they didn't like what he did, but because they had interest involved and it would have caused them to lose money, they pulled the strings, political strings, and got him found not guilty. This is a friend of my family, like for real. Like I know him personally. Like, you know what I'm saying? I actually got him a job after this, he ended up not a police. And I actually got him a job working with me. He actually worked for me. I was a construction foreman, and we built the VA hospital in Orlando, Florida, in Lake Nona. And I got him a job out there with me. He worked for me. He was a laborer. He had went from being a Orlando Police Department officer for 20 years to being a laborer working under me, the ex-drug dealer. That's how far he fell. But he didn't go to jail. He didn't face any criminal backlash. He got his full pension and everything. Why? Because if they would have found him guilty, the city of Orlando would have been on the hook for millions to this young lady. Politics played a big role in him not getting convicted. Not the evidence. The evidence was clear as cut. That brings me to Melly case. With as many people that's on the hook for the civil suit, if Melly is found guilty, who knows what may happen in that courtroom? You got Leor Cohen, 300. You got Universal. You got, I ain't saying Young Thug, and fuck them. I'm talking about the big dogs behind the scenes that may be on the hook for millions of dollars. Even if it's just fighting the civil suit. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times these big conglomerates, big businessmen will pull strings behind closed doors in order to get this shit squashed or quelled, because it costs money. It'll cost them more money if the people who are involved are convicted. I'm just throwing that out there. So that's why when people say, do Melly have a chance? Yeah, he got a chance. The case ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not over. Do I think he's gonna get convicted? Yes, I do. But I have seen strange shit happen in that courtroom. You see what I'm saying? She still could have sued him personally, and all his assets, that pension would have been mine if it was me. For real, because she got done dirty, dog. She got done dirty. She had already been having consensual relations with this man here and there periodically, off and on. And then you're gonna pull me over and basically make me do something to you right now? Who knows? That lady probably going home to her boyfriend. That lady probably going to pick her kids up from school. Any goddamn thing. For a bag of weed. And then when she do it, you still take her to jail? You a nasty motherfucker. You done got the lady goodies and all type of shit. and then you still take her to jail. So I'm just saying, back to this Melly case, man. When, I don't know what the fuck up with this. I'm trying to pull this shit up, dog, but it won't let me do it. You know, so when it involves this Melly case, I'm just throwing a lot of these scenarios out there so that we'll be prepared for whatever twists and turns that may happen in this case. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just saying. Damn, I can't believe I can't pull up Spotify though. Hey, look, I see they just dropped the new Melly song featuring 100K Track and Hot Boy. Look like to me, Track gearing up for his music career. Track, listen, I'm telling y'all, man, Track hell, bro. Track finna try to propel his musical career on the backs of a lot of these young men.
How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys will have a great weekend. Let me know. I'm going to look in the chat right now. Let me know if we're give me ones in the chat if sound is good, and we're going to get going on this bad boy. We got a lot to talk about, people. A lot, man. We give me ones in the chat if sound is mute that. My bad, guys. I'm a one-man show today, so okay, so I'm just monitoring the thing, making sure it's good. But yeah, give me ones in the chat. All right, cool. We got ones in the chat. All right, guys, welcome to the second episode of Fed It, okay? We are going to break down, I don't got a shirt and tie today, but I do have one of my old raid shirts that I used to wear back in the day when we would like raid a house, you know what I'm saying? You guys ain't never gonna catch me wearing this out in public, but this is, and on the back, obviously, you know. So, you know, this is what we used to wear back in the day, or when I did, whenever we hit a house or whatever, you know, you'd wear your vest and you put it over this, and then, you know, obviously this would clearly identify you. But yeah, anyway, sound is unsynchronized. What? I don't know what that means. Well, yeah, if the sound is good to you guys, I see a bunch of ones in the chat. The rest of this, for the rest of the show, I'm going to refer to Melly as just Melly, even though his last name is Demons, which is fitting, and I'm going to refer to his buddy as Henry, yeah, I'm going to refer to his buddy as Henry. So Melly and Henry are the two defendants, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a basic overview of what happened. They were coming from a music studio, right? And when they were coming from the music studio, they said that they got shot at by a drive-by shooting, and basically the police didn't buy the story. They did a lot of investigation, which we're going to break down here in thorough detail. And basically this is a very strong case from what I've read, guys. And I want you guys to go along with me here so you guys can let me know what you guys think. But the case is heavily circumstantial, okay? And what circumstantial evidence means, guys, is that on its own independently, the evidence is weak, but when you combine it with other pieces of circumstantial evidence, it builds a story and makes the case far stronger, okay? So this case is heavily circumstantial, but the way the prosecution is going to present the case and the way the prosecution has already shown the facts, there's really no other real viable option, okay? And I'm gonna break down at the end the state's strengths and weaknesses and the defense's strengths and weaknesses at the end. So let's start breaking this bad boy down. So what I'm going to show you guys is the actual arrest and court paperwork for this case, okay? So give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull it up and we're going to read this bad boy together, okay, guys? And I took notes on each portion, so we're going to go through this thing very, very thoroughly. Let's see here. Okay. All right, bam. So this is the arrest paperwork, okay? So here is the booking report, right? As you can see, right here, this is the day he was arrested. He turned himself in on February 13, 2019, right, at about 9 p.m. or almost 10 p.m. And then here are the charges: murder premeditated, murder 1, 2 counts, okay? And just so you guys know, this charge carries a death penalty. Florida is one of the states that still has the death penalty, guys. So keep that in mind as well, okay? And Mods, thank you so much for helping me out with the chat because I won't be looking at it too much.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
I'll glance over it every now and then, but I'm focused on like breaking this thing down for y'all. So, okay. So remember how I told you guys that there's 2 ways to get like an arrest warrant for someone. You can get them indicted. You can go to a grand jury and present your case, right? If you guys didn't watch it, go check the other episode where I broke down probable cause and everything else like that. But, and don't worry guys, I will answer questions at the end of the show, okay? I'll definitely answer questions at the end of the show. So hold them at the end, okay? So, so you got an indictment where you go and present your case in front of a grand jury, right? And then they return a true bill, which means they're formally charging him. Or you could submit something called an affidavit as the investigator, right? So in this case, a detective, right, wrote up an affidavit, brought it to a judge, swore to it that it's true and correct to the best of his knowledge, right? Once he signed it, once the judge signed it, he gets an arrest warrant, and then he goes and picks up Melly. But in this case, you know, with celebrities, they self-surrender 99% of the time, because all you got to do is just, hey, you're wanted. Hit up his publicist, hit up his manager, and he, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna surrender 9 out of 10 times. Very rarely do celebrities like go on the run, and if they do, it's very stupid because they get caught very easily. But anyway, this is the probable cause affidavit here. Okay, let's see. It looks like the detective's name here is Garcia Nestor from let's see, Broward Sheriff's Office. No, well, okay. So no, disregard that. But yeah, Garcia Nestor. That's the officer name, right? And then notice of confidential information. So this is just some court stuff here, right? So let's get to it, right? So here we go. This is the actual thing. Here's Jamel Demons. Remember, guys, this is YNW Melly. So every time you guys see Demons, that's going to be Melly. And then YNW Bortland is Henry or Cortland Henry. Okay. So let's see here. Let's scroll this down. And these are his two alleged victims, by the way, too. Let me share this with y'all real fast. These are the two victims. I'll show you guys. Bear with me here, guys. So, all right, these are his 2 victims right here, guys. So, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr., okay, AKA YNW Shuvie and YNW Sack Chaser. Sack Chaser's on the left, guys, the darker skinned guy, and then Christopher Thomas, aka YNW Shuvie, is on the right, the lighter skinned guy. These are his 2 best friends, guys, childhood friends. They all grew up in Gifford together. Okay, so that's why this case is so it's a little strange. I'm not gonna lie to you, but these are the 2 victims here. Okay, they were on his label. They also made music, and they were good friends with him. So. Or at least until this thing allegedly happened. So, all right, so let's pull up this affidavit again, and let's break this thing line by line. And as I read it, guys, I'm gonna stop and tell you like why the detectives probably did what they did, okay? So I'm gonna actually like go through and tell y'all the investigative techniques and what was probably going through their mind when they took each investigative endeavor. Like I told y'all before, this case is heavily circumstantial, but right, with circumstantial evidence, when you couple it with other pieces of circumstantial evidence, the case gets stronger and stronger and it snowballs, okay? So, bam, okay, so share screen. Let's pull up this bad boy again. Bear with me, guys. It's been a while since I've done this myself. Where are we? Bam, okay. All right, so here's the affidavit, guys, right, like I told you. Right, so here, and he brought this to the judge, and the judge signed it. So here we go, murder in the first degree with a firearm. So this is the synopsis. On or about 26th of October in the year of 2018, in the county of Broward, state of Florida, Jamel Demons and Cortland Henry did then and there unlawfully and feloniously, while acting as principals, kill and murder Anthony Williams, a human being, by shooting him with a firearm with a premeditated intent to cause the death of said Anthony Williams. And during the course thereof, Jamel Demons did actually possess and discharge a firearm, and as a result, death was inflicted on Anthony Williams, contrary to sections, and then that's the Florida statute right there, 782, right? And then the next one here is, so Anthony Williams is the first one, and then count 2 is Christopher Thomas, okay? So remember, guys, just so you know, Williams is the darker skinned guy, and Thomas is the lighter skinned guys, okay? So Williams is YNW Shuvie, Sack Chaser, the darker skinned guy, and then Thomas, YNW Shuvie, He's a lighter-skinned guy. All right. And this is going to be important because they were sitting in a car, and I'm going to show you guys a diagram as well. Don't worry, I got y'all, baby. Okay, so here's a probable cause. Okay, now we're going to get into meat and bones of this bad boy. On October 26, 2018, at 4:35 a.m., Cortland Henry, YNW Melly's friend, entered the emergency room at Miramar Memorial Miramar. They put the address requesting assistance for 2 passengers in his vehicle, a 2018 Jeep Compass. Okay, as they were shot multiple times. A Miramar officer, a Mengor, who was working the security detail, exited the hospital and made contact with the aforementioned vehicle that was stopped in the loading zone on the north side of the Memorial Miramar Hospital. Okay, just so you guys know, 9 out of 10 times, any fairly big hospital is almost always going to have a police officer there in uniform. Okay, just as security or whatever it is. So this is very common that a police officer would be there to be the first one on scene to deal with something like this. Okay, especially for any type of gunshot wound, trauma, whatever, because that's automatically got to be reported to law enforcement. So he's going to be there probably to take the first report and then call detectives over depending on what type of situation it is. Okay, so both passengers were unresponsive and exhibited multiple gunshot wounds. The aforementioned vehicle transporting both victims also sustained a minimum 8 projectile entry points on the right side exterior and 1 visible projectile point to the rear lift gate. Okay, so this is important, guys, so keep that in mind. There's 8 shots, okay, on the right side of the vehicle when they pull up. And he's coming in with 2 guys that are bloody and non-responsive, okay? And let me make sure y'all are all good in the chat real fast. How are my ninjas in the chat? Okay. Are y'all good before I keep going? Okay. Give me 1s in the chat if we're good, good. All right. Perfect. I think we're good here. So, all right. So let's go back to what we were looking at. Okay, good. All right, got a bunch of goods. Okay, so we're at the second paragraph here. The front right passenger, Anthony Williams, remember guys, the dark-skinned guy, sustained gunshot wounds to his torso and head, while the rear passenger, Christopher Thomas Jr., sustained several gunshot wounds to his back and head. Both passengers on the right side of the vehicle were pronounced deceased by medical staff at the Memorial Miramar Hospital, okay? So they pretty much were DOA, guys, dead on arrival, all right? Gunshot wounds to the head, and they were both on the right side of the vehicle. So front passenger seat, right hand front passenger seat, and then the right back seat. Okay, and then we're going to talk about where Melly and Henry was driving. His buddy Henry was driving. So let's see here. So here we go. This is where stuff starts to get questioned. It starts to get questionable. So right here, Henry was questioned by this affiant. According to him, he departed a recording studio in Fort Lauderdale. So just so y'all know, as soon as they pulled up, that police officer that was on scene got the two dead bodies. He called homicide immediately. And homicide detectives typically, guys, work 24/7. They're on call. So, you know that they have that show, The First 48. The reason why homicide detectives respond immediately like this, because granted, this is 4:30 in the morning, guys. Somebody had to call them and they show up and respond, is because murder cases, if you don't make a substantial amount of progress in the first 48 hours, the TV show, it's very unlikely you're not going to solve the case. Because with murder cases, you need to be able to preserve the evidence, okay? When we're talking about DNA, ballistics, weapons, etc., you need to be able to get in there, investigate immediately, and get all the evidence you can while you can, and or at bare minimum, preserve the crime scene that you can add, so that you can adequately assess it, process it, get the evidence that you need, etc. So that's why. So this detective rolls out there immediately, and the affiant, guys, just so you know, is the detective that wrote this this document. So he is probably the lead detective on this case, which means he's the primary investigator, all right? And it's his case, because there's always a case officer, case detective, case agent, whatever it is. It's your case. You're the one that's presenting it to the prosecutor, etc. So according to him, so here's where things start getting very interesting, okay, guys? And you guys are going to see what I mean by this here in a second. So Henry was questioned by the detective. According to him, he departed a recording studio in Fort Lauderdale with 2 victims in his vehicle. Henry stated he drove on I-595 and I-75 and exited at Miramar Parkway heading west. So just so y'all know, these are big, these are
and notice he said
interstate
2
highways
victims.
in
He
Florida,
did not say
right?
Melly was with him.
You don't need to know that, but all you need to know is that he said the biggest thing is that
said.
he left with the 2 guys. He's leaving Melly out. He's not saying Melly was in the car. Henry Henry stated that just past Southwest 160th Ave, Dykes Road, a vehicle pulled next to him and started shooting. Henry immediately lowered his body position to the floorboards in a protective posture to avoid being shot. Okay, remember, he's driving the vehicle. Henry added that when he sat upright, his friends Williams and Thomas were shot, and he immediately proceeded to the nearest hospital. Okay, Detective Toyota later drove with Henry to have him identify the specific location of where the shooting occurred. Henry pointed out the 16100 block of Miramar Parkway. It should be noted, the area was shut down between 160th Ave and 172nd Ave on Miramar Parkway and was closely examined for any evidence to corroborate the statements made by Henry. After a long and exhausting examination, no evidence was found. So remember how I told you guys, they respond immediately and they make things happen. So they closed off the area that Henry pointed out. He's like, hey, we got shot here, right? They close that bad boy off, send detectives, CSI, everyone's scouring the thing for bullets, blood, whatever it is, right? Trying to find fragments of evidence so that they go after these alleged drive-by shooters, right? So let's continue on. And no corroborating evidence was found, okay? So this is first red flag number 1, okay? Next, Henry's hands were processed by Miramar Police Department crime scene technician Michael Kelly first by submission for laboratory testing with Tri-Tech gunshot residue evidence. Long story short, guys, they processed his hands to see if he had any type of gunshot residue in his hands, and it came back negative. So they can conclude that he did not shoot a gun, all right?
So Gordon did not shoot a gun.
On October 26, 2018, yeah, guys, don't worry. I'm going to hit you with the Metal Gear Solid thing every time suspect happens, all right? So on October 26th, this Affy, along with Detective Toyota, made contact with Dontavius Wither, okay, who initially identified himself as Dontavius Williams at 18521 Southwest 44th Street. This is the last known residence of the victim. So now they go and talk to a potential witness, okay, guys, so you guys know what's going on here. So step 1, they go to the alleged crime scene, process it, no evidence. So at this point, the detectives are like, what the hell's going on? So now they're going to start interviewing people to try to figure out what the story is, okay? So, and this is the last known residence of where the victims lived, right? So this guy, Williams, this witness, or AKA Wither,
that's
right?
Zach brother.
Okay. Wither says they, Henry, Melly, Thomas Williams, right? The 2 victims and Henry and Demons, AKA Melly, were at a recording studio in Fort Lauderdale and all left together in 2 separate vehicles. Okay. Wither stated he arrived a little ahead of the victims at the aforementioned residence. Wither stated it wasn't until later that he found out his friends were shot. Wither said that Demons, aka, remember guys, Melly, was in his vehicle, a red Mitsubishi, and the gray Jeep was occupied by Henry Williams and Thomas. So remember guys, they were driving in a Jeep. The murder occurred in a Jeep. Withers is over here saying that Melly was with him in his red Mitsubishi, okay? And Henry also stated that Melly was not with him in the vehicle, okay? So this is very important. You got 2 people here saying that Melly was not in the Jeep, okay? So they go, so the police asked Withers if they knew the location of Melly, because at this point they want to talk to Melly, right? And he stated he did not. However, it was later discovered that Withers was lying to the Affian, aka the detective, and Withers had just come from a residence of Frederick Gibbons, aka Fredo Bang, and had been in the presence of demons. Okay. All right. So that's another red flag. We got witnesses lying now. All right. So we got one story that's not adding up with the guy that was driving the car, Henry, and then now Withers' story isn't checking out either. The location of, so next they go to the recording studio, all right? Hold on, let me just open this here, make sure y'all are good in the chat. My ninjas. All right. And yo, guys, give me some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are enjoying this breakdown. We're not even getting to the good stuff yet, man. Oh, Lord, we're really about to break this bad boy down.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
And what I'm trying to do is I read this affidavit for you guys. I'm trying to give you guys what the detectives were doing as they were taking each investigative step, okay? Because I want you to kind of learn how police run investigations. Awesome, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Let's keep going on this bad boy. So you got 2 stories that aren't adding up, right? So next, now they're gonna go to the recording studio. The location of the recording studio is identified as 805 Northeast 4th Street, okay? In Fort Lauderdale, which is about 30 minutes from here, actually, guys. I'm very familiar with the studio. A lot of artists go record over there. Detectives Toyota and Bertrand made contact with management on 10/26/2018. The manager of the studio, Albert Price, confirmed the victims were at the recording studio along with Jamel Demons, aka Melly, guys, and Cortland Henry. The manager provided Toyota and Bertrand access to the studio security cameras. Video evidence shows on 10/26/2018 the aforementioned gray Jeep departed the New Era studio at 3:20 in the morning. Okay, and they mention here the video is behind 1 hour. So The driver was identified as Cortland Henry, right, aka YNW Bortland, and the left rear passenger was Jamel Demons.
Uh-oh.
So they got this on video, guys. Okay,
that he got
he got in the left rear passenger seat behind Bortland. Now remember, guys, Henry never mentioned Melly. Okay, and the other witness, Withers, said that Melly was with him.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
Showing that Melly actually got in the Jeep. Okay, let's keep going.
Hit that like button, please hit that like button.
The right front passenger was Anthony Williams. Remember, guys, the light-skinned victim, or the right front passenger was Anthony Williams, the darker-skinned guy, and the right rear passenger was Christopher Thomas Jr., the lighter-skinned guy, right? So dark-skinned guy in the front, lighter-skinned guy in the back. It should be noted that Demons had a light brown satchel, aka Melly, hanging down on the left side of his body. The satchel appeared to be weighed down, but the contents were unknown. When Christopher Thomas Jr. departed the studio, he was carrying a black satchel in his left hand, okay? And just for references again, guys, right? I want you guys to really get this. Let's see here. So Chris Thomas, the guy that was sitting next to Melly, also had a satchel that was weighing down. So potentially he might also have had a gun on him, all right? Because they were being weighed down. But we don't know. This is speculation, right? But this is what the detective is telling you is what he saw. Okay, so here we go. The gray Jeep with the above listed individuals, Demons, Henry, Williams, and Thomas, departed the area. So now the detectives have it on video that Melly, his co-defendant, and the two victims departed together. The red Mitsubishi, driven by Withers, was occupied by Adrian Davis and two other individuals followed behind. Okay, so Melly was not in the red Mitsubishi like Withers said. Cap, okay?
Stop the cap.
Now, so that's number 3 now, right? So stated earlier, Withers said he proceeded directly to his residence in Miramar, okay? This was confirmed by the security cameras at the gatehouse at the Sunset Lakes. This is where he lived, guys. So they actually looked at surveillance footage of the apartment complex he looked at, okay? He lived at. All right, the video surveillance cameras at 1700 Miramar Parkway captured the red Mitsubishi and a dark SUV passing southwest 172nd Ave at 3:46 a.m. This is consistent with the arrival of the red Mitsubishi at the security gates to Sunset Lakes at 3:49. Withers had to stop and be identified to enter the residence by the security guards as observed on video. Okay, why is this important, guys? They're building a timeline now, okay? They're basically showing you were here, you traveled in this direction. It's going to set the stage for what's going to come next year very soon. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about.
Red flags.
As you guys see, there's a lot of holes already, right? So what do the police do? They go ahead and get a search warrant. Because now they have conflicting stories and they have probable cause to say, I need to search this car, Judge. Judge, these guys gave us a story. I have 2 dead people. I searched the crime scene. I couldn't find anything. I believe, right, that I am going to find probable cause in this vehicle, right? So this is going to be an easy search warrant. They write up the affidavit, judge signs it, bam, they get a search warrant, right? So now they go and search the Jeep that the 4 individuals were in that we now know were in there. Henry did not tell the police at this point that Melly was in the vehicle with him, and we got Withers lying. So obviously the police are on high alert. Now they get the search warrant. Here we go. The vehicle was maintained in a secure garage at the Miramar PD West substation. Okay, so guys, normally when the police sees a vehicle, they'll put it in impound and they'll secure it there pending a search warrant. The vehicle is owned by Enterprise Car Rental and rented by the manager of Demons, aka Melly, Jameson Francois. The evidence was processed by CSIs Carter and Carroll. Okay, the vehicle had 8 visible projectile holes on the right side of the vehicle. Remember how I told you guys before there were bullet holes on the right-hand side of the car? There was also a projectile hole on the rear lift gate. The vehicle also had visible damage to the interior of the vehicle from projectiles entering from the outside to the inside of the vehicle. A significant amount of blood was on the inside of the passenger side of the vehicle, front and back. Obviously, those are where the 2 victims were shot. All the projectiles entering the vehicle were concentrated to the right side of the vehicle, passenger side. Okay, guys, make a note of that. That's very important. We're going to talk about why this is relevant later on. But the vehicles were on the right. The bullets were all coming from the right-hand side, right? All the evidence was collected and placed into evidence. It should be noted that one single .40 caliber shell casing, Blazer and S&W, was found inside the vehicle on the floorboard of the left rear passenger side. Oh, Lord!
Melly side. Hit that like button.
All right. If you got shot in a drive-by shooting, how's there a bullet inside the vehicle?
Thank you.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
This was the seat that was utilized by demons as observed on the video, okay? This single shell casing also contradicts statements made by Henry saying this incident was a drive-by shooting. This supports the evidence that the victims were shot inside the car first and the projectile holes on the exterior was later staged in an effort to misdirect law enforcement investigation. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
We're not even getting into the bad stuff yet, guys. So, someone asked, do we have the video? No, I don't have the surveillance footage of them getting in the vehicle together, but yeah, it's definitely they have it. I don't know if that's actually public. All right, so let's keep going here. So on 10/27, so remember guys how they interviewed that Withers guy who said, oh no, Melly got in the car with me in my red Mitsubishi. So the detective, now with this conflicting information, he goes running back over, right, to the guy that lied to him, aka Withers.
That sack chaser brother.
Right? And he's like, hey, you lied, buddy. So he confronts him, right? After confronting Withers with the video evidence, Withers then changed his story. Oh, Lord. All right. He said, Demons was in the gray Jeep initially, but along the way, he got out of the Jeep and entered the red Mitsubishi. Withers stated this occurred on I-75 near the Sheridan Street exit. Withers stated he was contacted by Melly via Snapchat to pull over on I-75 and meet up. Guys, make a note of that one, because that's going to be very important later on. So he's saying, first he said Melly was in the car with him. Then the police find the video footage to show that Melly actually got in the Jeep. Then they go back to him and say, hey, you lied. He's like, oh, but hold on. He did get in the car with me. He just got in the car with me later on. We stopped on I-75 and he just jumped in the vehicle and asked me to pull up and we communicated through Snapchat. Keep that in mind, all right, guys? So what do the police do? Skeptical cops come back again, get another search warrant. A search warrant was obtained on the cell sites used by Demons, Withers, Williams, and Thomas. Cell phone mapping showed Demons, aka Melly, Thomas, and Williams were together and Withers followed behind them. It was determined that Withers did proceed to the residence, right, where he lived, at 18521 Southwest 44th Street and arrived at said location around 3:49 a.m. And remember, they got the surveillance footage to back this up. This was also confirmed by the video at the gate to Sunset Lakes. These records also showed a continuous route from the studio to the residence without a stop or delay in between.
So that means Withers lied. Melly didn't get in the car with him. Cell phone records prove that.
Oh, Lord. So he literally just told them, I stopped on the side of the road and Melly got in my car, but they got the cell phone footage, the cell phone location stuff that shows the car never stopped. Okay? So he went straight home. He never stopped. He was on a continuous route the whole time. Now, guys, just let me break this down for y'all what cell phone / cell sites are.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I'm
familiar with this because I used to do drug cases. So phones have location data in them, right, guys? And what you can do is, as an investigator, you can apply for a search warrant, which is basically either a ping, which lets you actively, right? And we'll actually, you know what? Let me
hit that like button.
Let me see here. Okay, I'll break down all this phone stuff here for you guys in a second. You know what? No. Let me break it down first, then we'll continue reading so you guys know what I'm talking about here. All right, let me just stop sharing this real quick. We're on page 12. All right, guys. So, all right, let me break this down for y'all. So, cell site data, phone data, etc. So, you can do something called a ping warrant, which is when you basically can find, right? You can actively track someone's phone, right? You apply, hey, I believe this subject is involved in drug trafficking, or I believe this subject is involved in money laundering or whatever, and I need his location to actively build an investigation on him because I can't surveil him, right? So that's one thing. Then you got historical cell site data, which will let you basically get the guy's pattern, right? Almost like of where his phone was located over a period of time. This is very common in murder cases, drug trafficking cases, anything where like something crazy happened and they need to be able to establish the location of the individual when said crime occurred. So obviously they have all, see how the detectives are building a case? So they get all these inconsistent stories. First they got Henry going in there saying, oh, we got hit with a drive-by shooting, right? Then they got Withers saying, oh, Melly was with me in the car. Then they go and get the footage at the music studio, see that that's not true, that those two guys lied. Then on top of that, the projectiles don't line up with the way the guys were wounded, right? Which we're going to talk about that in even more detail, right? And then they found a shell casing in the car when they did the search warrant of the car. So from there, now they have enough probable cause to say, hey, judge, I need to know where Melly was, and Bortland was, the two defendants, and I need to also know where this Withers guy was, right? So what they're effectively doing now is they're getting everyone's location with timestamps to match it back to the solid video they have from the surveillance. Okay, that's why this is so critical. So cell site data, ping data, very common tactic used by law enforcement to get to get your location, right? Especially when you're alleging you were somewhere when you really weren't, which we're clearly starting to see here. All right. So that's how the detectives were able to get it and build a case and get the probable cause to be able to get people's location. This is actually very common. All right. And getting these through the state is a lot easier through getting it through the feds. So, okay, let's continue on breaking this bad boy down. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Give me ones in the chat if you guys are enjoying this breakdown. Okay. I know we're going very thorough here, but I want to break down each.
Hit that like button, please. Hit that like button. Get them likes up. Please get that like button. We're going over the whole case.
How they built the case against him. Okay.
Happy Friday.
Fantastic. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Because I'm very familiar with these warrants myself, because I used to do this all the time for my drug cases. Because you can't surveil a guy, guys. Like if someone's a drug trafficker, right? They're driving all weird. They're taking weird turns and shit like that. You can't surveil these dudes. They're gonna know. So you need to be able to like track their phones or track people they know's phones, and you have to come up with quite a bit of probable cause to be able to find them. It's called a ping warrant. You know, very, very common technique used by law enforcement.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. It was used
to establish location of murders, which you guys are going to see here why this has become so critical.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
All right, so let's go back here. All right, cool. All right, we're on page 12. So here we are. Okay. So they did the first one, right? Search warrant for cell phones and cell sites used by demons, right? And it basically triangulates where they were. Then the cell site warrant for the cell phones of Demons, Thomas, and Williams revealed they traveled west on Miramar Parkway, but turned north on Southwest 184th Ave towards Pine Boulevard, and then turned west on Pines Boulevard. Video evidence shows the gray Jeep Compass traveling west in the 19200 block at 353 and returned eastbound at 406. Cell site data from Demon's cell phone, aka Melly, which is very important, cell phone corresponded with the actual crime scene location, which is within the jurisdictional limits of Miramar, Broward County, Florida. Williams' cell phone also registered at the same location. Remember, guys, Williams is YNW Bortland and Demons is Melly. Okay, these are the two defendants in the case. The cell phone for Thomas registered. Okay. Williams' cell phone also registered at the same location as Demons. That's the victim. The cell phone for Thomas registered on a cell phone tower near the crime scene, but separate and apart from the false reported drive-by location. This evidence contradicts statements made by Henry at the hospital, as it shows a different path traveled. These records also don't show Demons meeting up with Withers and proceeding home with him. Oh, Lord. So do y'all see what just happened here? So basically, the cell phones show that Melly was with his co-defendant the entire time and never got in a Mitsubishi with the other guy, Withers, okay? And the victims were also in the vehicle. So now they're putting them all together in the Jeep. And another location, not the same location that YNW Bortland, aka Melly's co-defendant, originally told detectives. It was somewhere else. T-Mobile cell phone records show that Demons was traveling from Fort Lauderdale in a western direction starting at 3:20 in the morning until the time of the shooting at 10:26. This was consistent with video evidence obtained in the case. The records then showed Melly traveling back in an eastern direction with the location of the crime scene being in the path of travel. It should be noted that the original crime scene identified by Henry was a false location. This investigation revealed that Henry intentionally lied to this investigator and others to deceive and mislead the investigation in an attempt to hide the incriminating truth pertaining to the homicides of Thomas Williams. Okay, let me break this down real quick. I don't like that he wrote this in this affidavit. Okay, I would never write this as an investigator. Your job is to present the facts and not come up with conclusions, right? Obviously, at this point, he's like, yo, these motherfuckers are lying. I'm going to put this in an affidavit. But you should just let the facts speak for themselves and then let the reader come to that conclusion on their own. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of the difference between the state and feds. I would never get away with being able to write this in an affidavit on the federal level. You know, AUSAs are extremely picky. They would never let this fly. But he's right. He ain't lying. He's speaking facts. Like, yo, these guys lying, bro. Like, come on, like,
Stop the cap.
But, you know, for you to put that in an affidavit, you should be doing that. But anyway, let's continue on, all right? These same cell phone records show the cell phones of Demons and Williams moving around the area west of I-75 and Pembroke Pines at 4:25 in the morning. Remember, guys, they went to the hospital at 4:35 in the morning, so 10 minutes before he went to the hospital. Prior to entering the hospital at 4:35, the records of Demons also indicated departure from the vehicle at 4:32. Oh, Lord! 3 minutes before he went to the hospital, it shows that Melly got out of the car. The cell phone records, all right? According to the CDR of Demon's cell phone, he separated from the cell phone belonging to Williams around 4:32. This was according to the records provided by T-Mobile via a search warrant issued in reference to this case. Evidence shows that Henry and Demons drove around for a period of time with the two dead victims in their vehicles prior to entering the hospital. This was in a calculated effort to establish their version of the incident in an attempt to deceive law enforcement. See, I would have put that last sentence in there too. You're good enough with showing that Demons get out the car right before. Because here's the thing, guys. They pulled cell phone location data for all the phones, the victims and the suspects. Okay, because if I'm not mistaken, all of them were on Melly's plan. Melly had a T-Mobile plan for everybody. So probably not the best idea, but I digress. All right, so they were able to get the location data for all the phones to establish that Melly was there with them in the vehicle. All right. Whew. Okay, so here's another.
Thank you, Nunu. I appreciate you. I love you.
Having fun in the chat. So, and guys, do me a quick favor. While you guys are in here watching this thing, please like the video, bro. Because, guys,
hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. Please hit that like button.
I was focused on, taking notes for this bad boy instead of dealing with bimbos on the boat. People were laughing at me like, "Oh, are you working on the boat?" Yes, I was working on the boat to make sure I give y'all the best breakdown of this case. All right. So now they have video evidence, right, from the hospital when Henry showed up with the two bodies, right, aka YW Bortland, the co-defendant. So evidence obtained from the hospital shows Henry had changed his clothes. When Henry departed the studio, he was wearing a black t-shirt, but at the hospital, he was wearing a black hoodie. The black hoodie was later examined and no forensic evidence was noted. However, the black t-shirt worn under the hoodie by Henry had a blood-stained pattern on it, both front and back. Okay? Now, see, now the police are about to start going hard, guys. Check this out. On November 21st, 2018, okay, about a month, less than a month later, Officer D. Goins of the Fort Lauderdale K-9 unit with K-9 Gunner. So remember, guys, it's Miramar Police Department that's doing this case. So they call Fort Lauderdale Police Department to help them out because they have a K-9 unit, all right? Was requested to assist in searching the area identified as suspect crime scene from the cell phone records. So guys, remember, Henry told them, hey, we got hit with a drive-by shooting over here. They went to check that area. They couldn't find no shell casings, no bullets, no glass, no nothing. But when they look at the cell phone records, they find a rural area of where they suspect the crime actually happened. So they get a K-9 that is trained to detect, probably this dog is probably trained to detect bullets. So the K-9 showed reaction to an area on the side of the road approximately 870 feet from the nearest north/south running cross street. Okay? And just so y'all know, like, what the K-9s have names and they're considered like sworn officers themselves. Just so y'all know. So the dog has a badge number and all that stuff, right? And then if called to testify, right, the K-9 handler can come in and talk about the dog, how the dog is trained, etc. They'll go over, what the dog is specifically trained to do, whatever. So these dogs are legitimately like sworn officers almost. You know what I'm saying? They're worth a lot of money. Like one of these dogs is like 10 to 20 grand. Excuse me. So they bring the dog in, right? And they bring it to the area that they suspect is the real crime scene. All right? So the dog hits on one of the areas, 870 feet from the north/south running cross exit. A closer examination revealed a total of what? 8 .40 caliber Blazer S&W shell casings on the ground next to the roadway in the shoulder.
Same kind of caliber shell case they found inside the car.
2 different types of shards of glass were found in close proximity to the shell casings. The first type of glass was a clear glass consistent with the front right passenger window of the vehicle, and the second type was a tinted glass consistent with the rear passenger side of the vehicle of the aforementioned vehicle. This crime scene was processed by CSI Curry. The casings were sent to the BSO Crime Lab, Broward County Sheriff's Office, for comparison and evaluation. A closer examination of the newly discovered crime scene revealed the vehicle was stopped at this location and weapons were discharged into the vehicle. The vehicle made a U-turn and fled the area. The other side of the road also had shards of glass consistent with the passenger windows of the vehicle. This was a contradiction to the statement made by Henry on the morning of the shooting at the hospital to this affiant. This was clearly not a drive-by shooting, and no other vehicle pulled up next to them and started shooting as stated by Henry. This clearly shows a pattern of deceitfulness by Henry, all in an effort to mislead this investigation.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
So now, guys, they identified a new crime scene, the real crime scene. They found 8 bullet casings there. The dog hit on it, and they find shards of glass consistent with the Jeep rental that they had. And remember, Henry did not tell them any of this. All right? Lord, man. All right, so let's continue on. On November, and they're not done. Guys, it gets, but wait, there's more. On November 26, 2018, all right, another search warrant was obtained for the 2018 Jeep Compass previously mentioned. So these guys, and I'm sorry, guys, that I'm like laughing about this or whatever, because I'm thinking like the investigator right now, right? So these niggas get another search warrant. That's how you know they had a hard on. Like they were like, yo, I'm doing another search warrant on this goddamn thing. And look at what they do. All right. The vehicle was maintained, and the reason why they say this, guys, the vehicle was maintained in secured storage at the Miramar PD West substation. The reason why they say that is because they're basically telling you that, listen, we got a search warrant the first time. We found this evidence. We got a search warrant the second time, but the whole time pending this second search warrant, the vehicle was in a locked, secure location, so it was preserved. Okay, they have to mention that to the judge. That's why they keep repeating themselves on that. That's why it's so important. So CSI's Michael Kelly and Carroll conducted a trajectory analysis using rods and string to determine flight path of the projectiles according to their analysis. One of the projectiles entered the vehicle and struck the opposite side of the vehicle in a manner inconsistent with the vehicle being in motion.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
The trajectory analysis determined the flight path of 8 projectiles had entered from the rear left gate area and 8 bullet flight paths had entered from the right passenger side. Guys, in English, that basically means there was no way that the 2 victims could have been shot in a drive-by shooting the way Henry described, based on the way the injuries happened, and also on the way how the victims were sitting and where the bullets came from. Okay, they literally recreated the bullet trajectories to show that there's no way that Henry's story would have matched up. Okay, the vehicle was stopped. Let's continue on.
So the vehicle was stopped
on December 5th, 2018. I received the autopsy report for Williams. Oh Lord! But wait,
the drive-by, alleged drive-by.
It stated the wound path on the neck of Williams was from back to front, left to right, and upward. This was in contradiction to what was stated that a drive-by occurred on the right side of the vehicle while in motion. Williams also has a gunshot wound to his right shoulder and his chest. It should be noted, none of the flight paths from the exterior of the vehicle matched the wound path on the rear of Williams' head. It was obvious the projectile entered from the left rear
So the
side.
bullet that hit Sack Chase in the back, none of the drive-by bullets lined up with that shit, that shot.
Vehicle from the surveillance footage from the music studio. YW Melly.
Oh shit, oh shit.
And they have it on footage. On December 14th, Dr. R. McDougall, Assistant Medical Examiner, Broward County, examined the gray Jeep. that was occupied by all parties involved at the time of the homicide. The vehicle was maintained in a secure location since the incident. So they had another medical examiner come in and look at it as well. Then, January 11th, 2019, I received confirmation from the medical examiner's office that the entry wound on the left side of Thomas's face was an intermediate wound. Remember, guys, Thomas was the guy that was sitting right next to Melly, the light-skinned guy sitting right next to Melly. So Melly's back left passenger seat, and Thomas is sitting right next to him. This is very important right now. So they said there was an entry wound on the left side of Thomas's face was an intermediate wound. It should be noted there was a 3-centimeter stippling pattern around the entry wound. This was also in contradiction to what Henry said to this affiant at the hospital when he attempted to mislead this affiant to believe. See, I wouldn't have put all this shit in here. I would have just said it was contrary to what he said. You know, he's making a lot of conclusions in this affidavit. I get it. Like, they're lying to you, bro. But, you know, this is the difference between the state and the feds. You just put the facts there, keep your conclusions out of it. But he's right. He ain't lying. This evidence shows the initial lethal shot occurred from inside the vehicle and was initiated from the left rear passenger side, the same position occupied by Melly, aka Demons. An intermediate wound by definition would indicate a distance of 3 inches to 3 feet between the victim and weapon. However, due to a 3-centimeter stippling pattern, the weapon was in close proximity to Thomas's head.
Hit that like button.
In English, that means around the wound, when he was shot on the side of his face, there was a burn mark that it can only be put there from getting shot at what? Close range, guys. There's no way a drive-by shooting is going to create stippling on the victim's wound.
Did you hear that?
The gunshot wounds to the back of Thomas also indicates these wounds were inflicted after he was shot in the head as the projectiles entered Thomas's back when he was leaning to the left. So he gets shot, starts to slump, and they shoot him again. All right? Evidence from the autopsy revealed that both victims' wound patterns to their heads were from left to right. Evidence from the autopsy revealed that both victims' wound patterns to their heads were from left to right.
Y'all hear that?
Well, am I speaking English here or something? Yeah, not right to left, left to right. Melly was sitting in the left, guys, which they have evidence of from the cell phones and also from the video surveillance. This directly contradicts statements made by Henry. All right? All right. Lord. The single shell casing that recovered from inside the vehicle on 10/26/18 by CSI was sent to the Broward Sheriff's Office lab for comparison analysis. Real quick, let me tell you guys something. So smaller police departments, like Miramar Police Department, etc., typically they don't have the resources like a K9 unit or a ballistic lab or a drug lab or anything like that. So what they'll do is they'll send their stuff that they want analyzed to a bigger department's lab for analysis. Okay, you got the FBI, you got the state. So in this case, because Miramar is located in Broward County, there's Broward County Sheriff's Office, and then Miramar is a police department in Broward County, right? It's a smaller police department. So they submit all their evidence to them for processing. Okay, just so y'all know, because you're probably wondering like, what the hell is BSO? Broward County Sheriff's Office lab. The shell casing was compared to the shell casings that was recovered from the crime scene on Pembroke Road on 11/21/2018. The same scene was initially hidden from investigators. So guys, hold on. Let me break this down for you. Let me read the paragraph and then I'll break it down. The same scene was initially hidden from investigators. BSO lab concluded the single casing was a match to the casings recovered outside the vehicle. This also contradicts statements made by this affiant of this being a drive-by shooting. This evidence also shows that Thomas and Williams were shot inside the vehicle and the surviving occupants, Henry and Demons, the two defendants, exited the vehicle and then intentionally shot into the vehicle from the exterior. So, what was I going to say here?
Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Okay. So guys, remember how I told you they went to the real crime scene with the dog and they found those 8 shell casings? Guess what? Those shell casings matched the shell casing that was in the vehicle right where Melly was sitting. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! So they can conclude the same gun was used at in the 2 locations.
Wow! I didn't know that.
But wait, there's more. Okay?
That was easy.
They do a search warrant on Melly's Snapchat account. The The warrant was reviewed and later approved by Judge Orlando. The direct messaging of the Snapchat account of Demons revealed he was communicating with his girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, 14 days after the homicide, so 2 weeks after the homicide, and he goes, and I quote, "This nigga saved my life. He coming everywhere with me, cause if them crackers come grab him, it's my fault. You forgot. I keep Bortland with cuz at the end of the day, he did one of a realest shit in my life." Oh, God. Let's read that one more time. "This nigga saved my life. He coming everywhere with me, cause if them crackers come grab him, it's my fault. You forgot. I keep Bortland with cuz at the end of the day, he did one of a realest shit in my life." These are interesting statements as they are referring to Demon's loyalty and association with Henry. They also suggest that Henry was loyal to him because he is the one who drove the bodies to the hospital and dealt with law enforcement. These statements also support the belief by law enforcement that Demons is the shooter, and the evidence leads back to him, and any further cooperation by Henry would be damaging to Demons. This warrant also reveals there was no communication between Demons and Withers on 10/26 as previously stated by law enforcement by Withers. Oh, Lord!
Because Withers said that he communicated with Melly through Snapchat. So guys, they found that's a lie.
Let's get this straight, okay? So Henry goes to the hospital by himself with the two bodies. They die. He tells the police, "Hey, we got shot over here." Takes the police to said location. No evidence is found. Police get skeptical. Interview witness Withers, aka Red Mitsubishi guy.
Jack Chaser
"Hey,
brother.
bro, where's Melly?" "Oh, he was with me in my car." "Really?" Police go to a music studio, see that Melly actually got in the Jeep with Henry, which Henry never told the police that Melly got in the vehicle with him. Then the police go back to Withers. "Hey, Red Mitsubishi guy, we actually know that Melly was in the Jeep. Why'd you lie?" "Oh, well, I didn't lie. We stopped on I-75 and he got in my car and we spoke over Snapchat." So the police pull the cell phone stuff and show that Withers drove his red Mitsubishi all the way fucking home, never stopped on I-75. And then to put the nail in the coffin, they go through Melly's Snapchat conversations and see that he never had communication with Withers. Oh my shit.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We cooking in this motherfucker Friday morning.
This is not good. This is not good, bro. Not good at all. All right? And I just want to make this very clear with y'all. I'm a big YNW Melly fan. I love his music, bro. Actually, I listen to it all the time. But this was bad. Reading this stuff made me say, yo, and then we'll talk about like what I think he should do at the end here. But guys, you know what I'm saying? At this point, they could potentially go after Withers for lying. You know what I'm saying? For false statements or tampering with evidence, whatever it is. They could potentially go after Withers because Withers has provided. He's lied to the point where it would he purposely misdirected the investigation by lying and omitting facts. Okay, and they have him dead to rights. They even pulled a Snapchat conversation and showed that he never even talked to this dude, as he stated when he said, "Oh, I pulled over on I-75." So they got the conversation showing Withers lied, and they got the phone information showing that Withers drove the whole time in his Mitsubishi and never stopped. And the video footage showing that Melly never got in his car, as he stated originally. Okay, let's keep going. Oh man, this one is bad too. On December 4, 2018, Demons, in an effort to promote his music career, released a documentary on YouTube. Throughout the 21-minute documentary, Demons glorified his use and possession of firearms. Demons, this is Melly. Demons said he's been carrying a gun since he was in 4th grade. This is also consistent with the statements obtained during this investigation regarding Demons always in possession of a firearm. At the end of the documentary, the final screen displays these words. 4 days after the completion of this film, YNW Melly and his friends were targets of the drive-by shooting in Miami, Florida. This is significant as it also places Demons at the scene of the crime in the vehicle with Henry, Thomas, and Williams.
Fatality.
Let me show y'all this real quick.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
This
we
is
cooking
not good.
Friday morning. We cooking.
This is not good. This is the video that they're talking about, guys. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all.
Shout out Dream Dog. Shout out Sophisticated Noodle. Shout out Slick Pull Up.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. This is it. This is the documentary in question. YNW Melly official documentary released.
Shout out John Doe TV. Shout out Big.
December, where the hell is the date?
Shout out to Neil Bowen.
But it was released on December 4th, right? Let me subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, by the way. So,
Shout
yeah,
out
guys, so this is at the
Max.
2024 mark. He puts 4 days after the completion of this film, YNW Melly and his friends
Shout
were
out
the targets of a
Dirk
drive-by
Cruz.
shooting in Miami, Florida. YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser were killed. And I don't want to play the video because I don't know if it's copyright, but here he is with his friends. Let me play it.
Hit that like
I'm not
button,
gonna
please.
play
Hit
it.
that
I'm
like
just
button.
gonna
Also
show
hit
you
that
guys this
Snapchat, man. Any donation will be
there's like a
appreciated.
still shot
It's
of
gonna
them
be
standing
used to
there.
help grow this channel. We might get Juvie Father here on the live tonight. We might get him here on the live tonight. Hit that snap, hit that cash
here he
out,
is
man.
with
Hit
his
that
two
cash
friends.
out. Support the
Okay.
channel. We
So
working.
there's Juvie right there, and there's Sack Chaser. And if you guys notice, he has a red bandana on his shirt or his camouflage thingy.
Hit that cash out,
he
y'all.
is
It's in the chat. Hit that cash out. Any
a
donation
blood
will be
gang member,
appreciated.
which is another reason why
Ain't
they're
no
going
other
after
channel
him so
cooking
hard.
like this when it comes
Right?
to this case.
Sack
We're
Chaser's
gonna have
here.
Juvie
Juvie's
Father
here.
here on live with us, so you
Those
can
are two
ask some
victims.
questions. Hit
Right?
that cash out, man. Hit that like
And this
button.
is
Hit
a
that
documentary
cash
that
out. It's in the
we're
chat, please.
Now, the reason why this is so important, guys, is because remember, at this point, everyone is doing everything in their power to lie and say Melly was not at the scene. Okay? So this documentary didn't help. All right? Let's keep reading. All right. All right. So here we go. They summarize it. In summary, the following information supports the findings of probable cause, included but not limited to false statements made by Henry at the hospital, false statements made by witnesses involved, others to intentionally mislead this investigation, aka the guy Withers I told y'all about, red Mitsubishi guy. Demons fleeing the area, not cooperating or refusing to give a statement. Nah, you can't really use that against them, but I get it. It's probable cause. And manager of Demons, Jameson Francois, intentionally misleading this investigator, giving false statements stating he doesn't know where his client is presently located. It was later discovered that Francois was in communication with Demons and even drove him out of the area after the shooting. Okay.
So they said.
So remember how
Track
at
throw
4:32
Melly
guys,
away after the shooting.
Bortland took the bodies
And lied to
drove
the
away
police.
and took the bodies to the hospital. Melly got out the car right before, and his manager picked him up from that area where right near where the killing happened. It was later determined by cell phone records that Demon and Williams were in this location determined to be the actual crime scene, which is isolated from individuals passing by and potential witnesses to murder. Cell phone evidence indicated that Demons was dropped off prior to Henry arriving at the hospital. The autopsy report shows the wound path for both victims' head wounds was from left to right direction. Shell casing inside the vehicle matched the casing on the outside of the vehicle. Evidence shows Williams and Thomas, the victims, were shot inside the vehicle, and the rounds came from the left rear passenger side of the vehicle, subsequently occupied by Melly, as they proved with the video surveillance footage. The crime scene was intentionally staged to appear the vehicle was involved in a drive-by shooting. Video evidence shows Henry changed his clothes, but the original shirt worn by Henry had a bloodstained pattern in it. In an interview with the mother and girlfriend of Demons, this is also important, guys, both stated that after the shooting, Demons called them via FaceTime and stated he was the victim of a drive-by shooting and his two friends were killed, thus placing him at the scene at the time of the incident. The mother of Demons' girlfriend also stated when she witnessed the FaceTime call, it appeared Demons was outside and hiding, waiting to be picked up.
By track.
This also consistent with the cell phone records of Demons. It should be noted that Demons was in possession of his phone before the incident, during the incident, and after the incident. This was also corroborated by cell phone records obtained in this case.
So they know Melly had the phone. And they know Track picked him up because of the cell phone records.
There's more.
Hit that like button. We cooking it
Let me show
Friday
you
morning.
guys this right here. So you guys can get a diagram of how this
I don't
happened.
understand how Track ass ain't in jail.
So this is the vehicle, right? This is the Jeep.
Oh, yes, I do.
As you guys can see, you got the driver, YNW Bortland, aka Henry Cortland Henry. You got Melly in the back left seat, and then you got the right front passenger, YNW Sack Chaser, aka Anthony Williams, and then you got the other victim, Christopher Thomas, in the back right seat. Okay, this is how they were sitting in the vehicle. Now, also, guys,
Kenny.
They got new evidence. All right, let's see here. Took a lot of notes on this, man. And guys, while I pull this up, guys, like the video, man. I hope you guys are enjoying this bad boy.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We cooking here Friday morning. You can't tell me we ain't cooking.
To go through.
We own it.
Oh, and by the way, so y'all are wondering. Well, I'll talk about the trial in a second here. I wrote this down. So guys, so they ended up getting Melly's phone, the police. Okay, and what they found on the phone, right, was some pretty damning evidence. Okay, and what they found was Melly basically kind of gave a dry confession. All right, and he says, and I'm trying to get the quote for y'all. Hold on, I have it here somewhere. I wrote it down.
Shout out my homegirl Dream Dog.
The defense.
I don't understand how track.
Okay, here we go. So they found video on Melly's phone. Okay, a month after the shooting. All right, because they were able to get the phone. It took them a while, but they got the phone from his manager, Frank Coy, Melly's manager.
They got the phone from Track.
Right? And he goes, "There's no regrets for the shit that I did for that nigga to die." And then he does a gun motion like this to his head, and he throws up a blood gang sign.
What?
Say that again for y'all. A month after the murder, makes a video, goes, "There's no regrets for the shit that I did for that nigga to die," while making a gun motion to his head with a blood gang sign, and ends the video.
No, he said he got no regrets.
Woo. Man.
Wow.
Guys.
He said that nigga, he talking about sack.
This is, yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I had to show you guys. Let's see here.
Damn. That was personal, y'all. He had already made his mind up to kill Sack Chaser, dog. Right, he said, "I got no regrets." That means all that shit had built up in him.
So here it is from the actual affidavit. I'll just share the screen with y'all. Let me hit screen share.
I ain't know he said all that.
Show this to y'all right now. Because this is crazy too, man.
Damn, he a cold motherfucker. I'm telling you, he wanted Sack ass out of here.
Puts his head in the shape of a gun, like pulling the trigger, throws up a blood sign, and then says both of them never say when. So the interesting part of this video is it was 1 month to the day after the shootings occurred on October 26th. This video was on Mr. Demon's cell phone, which was brought to my office by Jameson Frank Coy, and that's how we had that. And that's his manager. Man. Now, also, so this is what's going on here. Let me show you guys how serious this stuff is that they got going on. So here we go. In the Circuit Court of the 17th Judicial District in and for Broward County, Florida, State of Florida versus Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly, states notice of intent to seek death penalty. The State of Florida, by and through an undersigned Assistant State Attorney, files its notice of intent to seek the death penalty filed pursuant to Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure, right? And they want to get the death penalty against Jamel Demons, and hereby gives written notice of same in compliance with Florida statute, okay? And remember, guys, the reason why is because they're trying to get him on premeditated murder, okay? Murder 1, which is the highest degree, all right? Because they're basically alleging that he planned to do this, okay? So let's open this up. So y'all see, so guys, do me a quick favor, real fast.
He wanted Sack Chase ass dead, bro.
Like the video.
He said he got no regrets, y'all.
Because I sacrificed a boat with a bunch of hoes for
y'all. He said that shit.
Put this together.
I didn't know he said all that.
Okay.
Damn.
How many likes we got right now? Let me refresh this.
That was personal, bro.
We got 2,400 y'all in here. You guys could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We cooking this Friday morning. Damn, Melly Cole.
Sacrifice flopped.
He said, "I have no regrets."
Anyway, so anyway.
He said that shit. Oh, nothing. Track gave that phone up. That's why his ass ain't involved in this case. He fucking helping the police.
So just so y'all know, Melly has pled not guilty. Him and his co-defendant, Bortland, have both pled not guilty. All right? Bortland got out on bond, but I think he got put back in because he violated. I think he went to like a strip club when he wasn't supposed to. I think he went to King of Diamonds or something like that, and they arrested him again. Right? So the trial is set for March 7th, 2022. If Melly goes to trial,
we all know actually goes through with this, that bitch going to trial next month.
I predict he's going to lose. You guys just saw the evidence, right? Obviously, it's a very strong, it's a very circumstantial case, but y'all can see that the circumstances pretty much paint a picture that there's nothing else that could have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the way the state is going to try to show the case is they're going to recreate every event in trial to show that there was no other potential situation that could have happened. And then the biggest thing they're going to do is they're going to attack Henry's character for lying, and they're going to attack the witnesses, okay, to show they purposely misled the investigation because this is what really happened, okay? So, guys, I mean, hell, you know what? There's 2,500 of y'all in here right now. You guys just saw the case, okay? Let's be objective. If you are on the jury, because remember, you're judged by a peer of 12 of your peers, right? That's what a jury trial is. You're judged by 12 of your peers. If you guys think he's guilty, if you were sitting on the jury, give me a 1. If you guys think he's innocent, give me a 2. 1 for guilty, 2 for innocent. 1 for guilty, 2 for innocent. Y'all just saw the case. I broke it down for y'all. Give me a 1 if you think he's guilty, 2 if you think he's innocent. Let's see. Yep, overwhelming ones. Overwhelming ones.
Telling y'all, hit that like button, man.
I see a couple of 2s, but it's almost overwhelming ones. So what do you guys think the jury's gonna think?
Big
y'all are citizens listening to this case right now. I just gave y'all all the facts.
We gonna see.
So, what is a reasonable person gonna say? They're gonna say guilty, bro. They're gonna say guilty. So he's not beating this. There's no way. There's no way. The case. And here's the other thing too. Just so y'all know, the case. The state is right now trying to get his DNA, and on top of that, to show that he was on the scene, even though it's pretty much established that he was on the scene now at this point with the phones and everything, but they really want to solidify. They're trying to get his DNA, and they're also trying to take his measurements. And the reason why they want to take his body measurements is they want to recreate. They're going to bring ballistics experts and everything, and they're going to recreate the entire murder.
Yeah. To see how far he was away. Shoot.
Okay, that's their intent. That's what the state's going to do. They're gonna show his story, right? How it's not probable, and then they're gonna recreate everything and show this is what really happened.
Hit that
that's what the state intends to do. So, and that's set for the 7th. So let's look at the pros and cons of both sides. So on the state, they have a very strong case, guys. They got ballistics, they got phone information that is indisputable. Okay, that puts them at the locations. Okay, they got let's see here. They got conflicting testimony, right? They got autopsy reports that show that there was no way that they could have gotten shot by the right side, as Henry was saying. The autopsy, the ballistics information, the phone information, the discrepancy in stories, the lying. They have a very, very strong circumstantial case. Very strong. And here's the other thing too, okay? I need y'all to understand that you can convict someone on circumstantial stuff. And they have phone information, the Snapchat conversations, they have the videos, right, with ambiguous confessions. Like, they have a lot of information, guys. All right? And this is the state. The state did a really good job here. All right? Now, what are the cons? Well, they don't have the murder weapon. Right, the state does not have the murder weapon, and the state also does not have witnesses. Okay, so those are 2 weak things. They don't have the murder weapon, and they don't have the witnesses, and they don't really have a strong motive. Okay, so there's some rumors. There's 2 main rumors of the motive here, but I want to make it clear: you don't need a motive to prove a murder case. Okay, you don't need it at all. A lot of the times, it's nice to have it because with premeditated murder, you're trying to establish that he intended to do this for some kind of reason. But the two reasons the state is going to say is, one is they're going to say it's financial because they're all a part of YNW, and killing them would have definitely allowed Melly to make more money from his music because he would have less people to split it up with. And then the second thing they're going to say is that YNW Sack Chaser, the darker skinned individual, had some kind of argument with Melly's mom. Okay, like there was some kind of dispute, and he apparently had said some disrespectful things or whatever, and Melly's mom got on video and said, "My son has big guns," blah blah blah. Because there was some kind of disagreement.
I told you they were going to use that video.
It could have been
dumbass put that video out there.
It could have been the financial thing or that. But the motive isn't really clear cut yet. We're going to see a trial.
And she said he called her. He said he didn't call her. She said he did call her that night. Her dumb ass is helping convict her own son.
So this is what I think. So we know what the state's going to do. They're going to recreate the event. what the defense is going to do is they're probably going to do this. They're going to attack the detectives, right? They're going to attack. So anytime you have a trial, guys, what the defense likes to do all the time is they attack the investigators. So let's say you got an investigator that was, caught lying one time, aka you call it giglio, which is like, when someone isn't when a sworn officer isn't credible or he's lied before, which was basically the worst. Once you get found to have lied or anything like that, or lack of candor or whatever, that's immediately going to disqualify you as a witness. So the defense is definitely going to attack the detectives, right? Character. So any type of internal investigations they might have had or whatever, they're going to bring all that shit up because the prosecution has to disclose every single witness and give their background so the defense can properly cross-examine them, okay, in trial, right? And then what they're also going to do is they're going to attack, they're going to try to attack the phone evidence. And they're going to probably try to say like, I don't know how they're going to do this, but they're going to potentially try to say, oh, Melly wasn't in possession of his phone and he wasn't there. He left his phone in the car or something like that, which next time, if you guys want to commit a murder, do not bring your phone with you. All right. Put that shit leave that shit at home or put it like, on a train or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Tape it to shout out to my guy, Bruce Rivers. He talked about this on No Jumper. It was hilarious. Tape it to like the bottom of the seat and just like let the train go. So you can say, hey, I was on this train at the time. You got an alibi. What else here? And then the other thing too is, they don't have Bortland testifying, so that's kind of a strong point for the defense. They don't have someone that's going to directly contradict Melly because it looks like to me that Bortland's going to stay solid. But man, the stakes are crazy. Like, so
Bortland not testifying. I would be
surprised if he didn't end up testifying because remember, guys, he didn't actually pull the trigger. He didn't actually shoot anything. They did the gunshot test and they couldn't find any residue on his hands, right? And then on top of that, they had another witness come forward and say that he was with them. Fredo Bang and a couple of the other guys, they actually went and like, not Fredo Bang, like a couple of their friends, they went and got the murder weapons and disposed of them. The manager disposed of the murder weapons.
Track.
My bad, yeah.
Told you.
Melly's manager disposed of the murder weapons.
Told you.
There's a witness saying that. So, man.
Jacoby Mills said
I'd be surprised if Bortland didn't flip because he's gonna potentially get life in prison or the death penalty.
Told you Bortland should. I told you.
Let's see here. What else?
He said the same thing. He'll be surprised if Bortland don't flip.
Those are the pros and cons of each side. And then just so y'all know, they're going to push really hard on Melly because he's an alleged gang member, which is a big reason why they're also.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We cooking there Friday morning. So, Happy Friday. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button.
I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown of the case.
I told you, Bortland most likely.
That is why I'm very concerned. Who gonna get a death penalty for something you ain't doing? You fucking
I
think his best bet is he's gonna have to just plead guilty, or and like maybe try to plead insanity or something like that, because he is documented as having he's said that he's had 6 personalities, whatever. But it's not easy to claim insanity, bro.
Definitely ain't.
Let's see here.
That nigga wanted Sack dead, dog. That nigga said he had no remorse, no regrets, dog. I ain't know he said that. Fuck.
I'm looking through the chat, guys, to see if anyone had any questions.
That shit was personal, dog.
Goes Bortland been out a minute? Pretty sure he told. It's potentially. Yeah, it took them a while to go to trial on this. I think it's because they're doing a lot of depositions. Which a deposition, guys, basically when you bring the witness in, you swear them in, and then they give their testimony and it's recorded, right? And you can use that in trial, but that's not common. It's very uncommon to do that. So I thought that was kind of weird. Question: if I catch a third gun charge possession and make bond, do I have time to get my gun license for the indictment to get it thrown out? No, because if you're under, most states will not let you purchase a firearm if you've been indicted by a grand jury for a felony. So. Yeah, because when you buy a gun, what happens is the FFL, whoever you're buying the gun from, they're going to run a criminal background check on you. And when they run a criminal background check on you, they're going to see that you have been arrested for a felony. And if you're formally charged by a grand jury, I'm almost certain that most states will not let you buy a gun. What that other blogger was saying about Track had to get that phone because they definitely won't let you buy a gun. No, that's a damn lie. You shouldn't even be in a gun store if you're convicted felon. That will get you in trouble big time. And do not go to the shooting range. Guys, if you have a felony conviction, do not go to the shooting range. I've seen it many times where a dude that's been convicted of a felony goes to the shooting range thinking, oh, it's all good, like I'm just shooting and having fun. No, bro, they can still get you for felony possession of a firearm. Federal. Okay?
So they knew
Don't do it.
that Track
All right? Because
was not
sometimes
in
they
that
go ahead and
goddamn
do a
car.
background check on you when you go shoot.
And they knew Track picked him up. And they got Jacoby Mills saying that Track got the murder weapon and disposed of it.
Okay, let me see here.
How the fuck is Track not indicted in this case?
What's the defense going to be? Bro,
At least for
the only thing
accessory
the
after the
defense can
fact.
really say is they're going to have to try to disprove that Melly was there. And they're going to have to try to articulate that someone else shot them. No murder weapon, no evidence. If he has a good ass lawyer, this is gonna be a tough one for the prosecutor. No, bro. No, that's why even though they don't have a murder weapon and they don't have video evidence, they have the circumstantial evidence they have is extremely strong, because together it paints a story that there was no other logical situation that could have happened. Especially, and the thing that makes this worse, guys, is that all the witnesses grossly lied.
Right.
You understand? So that's gonna be shown, that's gonna be used as well. That even though that they don't have the murder weapon and no video evidence, the witnesses did a terrible job of trying to cover it up. So that's gonna make the circumstantial evidence even stronger, because it 1000% contradicts their story. Does that make sense? That's why this case is so strong, is because it literally just smacks the shit out of their stories. Wither, Bortland, etc. And Melly, from what I understand, never gave a statement. He didn't say shit to the cops. So
how they lied, they kind of implicated Melly by the way they lied. They tried to protect him out of the scenario bad.
Do killer.
Till it made him look like the only.
What about blood splatter analysis? Not also going to make the case stronger.
As well as
the ballistic evidence is what's going to make the case very strong as well, because the autopsies coupled with the ballistic evidence shows that they could not have been shot on the side of the vehicle that Henry claimed with a drive-by shooting. The bullets came from the left side of the vehicle. And remember, the detectives saw Melly with a satchel weighed down on the video, on the surveillance footage. And Melly, to his own admission, in his documentary and in his music, says all the time, "I'm always armed."
And they found the shell casing inside the vehicle.
So that's all going to be used against him.
That's a drive-by.
All that's going to be used against him.
And they found the 40 caliber shell casing matching the 40 caliber shell casing.
The prosecution's going to do.
At the real
They're going to paint Melly
inside the vehicle
as a violent gang member that killed his friends for monetary reasons, to not have to split as much money in YNW, and then they're also going to say that he is erratic and killed his friends because one of them disrespected his mom. That's how they're going to try to paint Melly.
That's my mommy. That's my mommy. That's my mommy. That's my mommy.
Crazy enough to understand, like, obviously what he's doing is wrong.
That's my
but not crazy
mommy.
to the point where he can claim insanity and get a defense. Okay.
Shout out old
that's
school
what they're going
Henry.
to say, and they're going to also say that the reason why they're going after them for premeditated murder is because they shot the car up, right? They stopped the car in a secluded area, shot the car up to try to illustrate a story that they got hit with a drive-by, which is going to make them say, which is basically like, yo, these guys took overt acts, right, to try to dissuade us from knowing the truth. So they planned this shit. It was premeditated.
I told you Bortland was in on it.
That's what it is.
I said it. When I see him, they say he drove to that spot.
So where does reasonable doubt
he was in on
play in? I mean, reasonable doubt, bro, is like basically if the defense can stir up and show that Melly wasn't at the scene and that, you know, someone else was potentially the shooter. But that's going to be tough, bro. That's going to be tough because they have Melly on footage in the vehicle, and they have cell site data showing that he was there until 3 minutes before Bortland went to the hospital. And on top of that, his own family said that they got a FaceTime call from him and it looked like he was outside.
I told you his mama helped put him in jail.
They probably didn't tell them what they had. They just said, hey, on the day of the shooting, did Melly contact you? And they probably answered the question thinking like, oh yeah, he did. He was in an area where it was wooded or whatever. Because remember, the family doesn't think that he shot his friends. The family's going to just say what happened. So they're going to say, oh, yeah, he was in the woods. He seemed really scared. You know, he's saying, come pick me up, blah, 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 whatever. Because they don't know the truth. They're going to go off what Melly says. Think about it. If someone comes and tells you, oh, I got hit with a drive-by shooting, you ain't going to be like, nah, bro, you killed your friends. They're going to believe him. So they're going to think that he really was out in the woods, like scared. But that was bad because that's what the detectives wanted. They wanted that the family to tell him, oh, no, he was in this area. Which it corresponds with the cell phone data that they have.
What up, dude?
All right, let's see here. They also don't have a witness. Remember, guys, witnesses aren't necessary. I'm telling y'all, the circumstantial evidence is damning.
I told y'all.
Like at the what I see happening is, I wouldn't take this to trial. If I was Melly, I would not take this to trial. If he takes this to trial, he's gonna get the death penalty. Remember, guys, he's got to get found guilty by his own peers. And I just asked y'all, what do you guys think? And overwhelming, the chat was like, this dude guilty.
And Ron DeSantis just lowered it to only 8 people got to say that the vote to get you the death penalty now. That's the lowest in the country. It used to be 11 out of the 12. Now it's 8 out of the 12. That's the lowest threshold in the country.
I'm just going through
Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, just did this like a month ago.
Myron, were they able to check them for gun residue on his persons? Yeah, they checked Henry only. They didn't check Melly. Because Melly obviously, like, he got out the car and, like, if they had gotten Melly right after, that's why Melly didn't go to the hospital, guys. Melly's
exactly.
He didn't go to the hospital with Henry because he was the shooter. You know what I'm saying? So they would have found the DNA on him, the blood splatter, and they would have done gun residue on his hands, and they would have found it. That's why he didn't go to the hospital.
And that's why he didn't go home. Because if they go to his house and he gets cleaned up, they could catch him. He went
Myron, since iMessage is different than SMS text
Fredo
message, does not get
Bang's
sent
might
to
be
your
where
cell
he
phone
changed some
provider.
clothes
Do you
and
think
shit
that
at,
can be
y'all.
discoverable even after being deleted? Yes,
Fredo
it can, bro.
Bang
Remember,
house.
guys, these
I
companies,
said it first.
right? So what happens is, if I want to get a conversation, let's say you had a conversation on Instagram, and I know it, I can send a preservation letter to Instagram. Hey, I need y'all to preserve communication on this day at this time between these two accounts. They'll preserve it, and then I'll go ahead and get a search warrant for that conversation, or a subpoena, depending on how invasive I'm going to be. But I always say get a search warrant. So yeah. And they were able to do that with Snapchat, which gave damning evidence. You know, it proved Withers was lying, aka Red Mitsubishi guy, and it proved that they never actually stopped on I-75, and it showed the conversation he had with his girl, which also had a very strange take on it. Talking about how, Cortland is loyal to him, he's a man, he did the realest shit for him, etc. All of this together paints a picture, guys. King Von? What case do you want me to break down for King Von?
I don't care whether Melly gets death penalty or not. I'm not pro death penalty.
Let's see.
I'm not
Melly had
really. I'm not really against it either. I don't care if you get death penalty.
The fact people lie to protect them, they're going to use that as well. That's definitely going to come.
State want to do. I ain't that.
Yeah. This is connoisseur of cars and big.
If you get it, he get it.
Yeah, that is one of the potential motives. Oh, Malcolm Stuckey for Vaughn. Yeah, that one is pretty. Everyone knows that one, but yeah, I could potentially do that one.
You heard it here first. By me listening to what shout out to Fetty. Y'all go subscribe to this channel. Shout out to Fetty.
Let's see here.
Listen, what he's saying here. I heard it here first.
Myron, does
they say Track
airplane
picked
mode,
him up, right? This is the police know this.
Maxwell, bro, I called it on Timcast. Right? I was like, bro, guys, she's gonna get found guilty. It's a wrap for her. And they were like, no, bro, she's not gonna get found guilty. And I was like, bro,
think about
the feds do not lose, and it's the Southern District of New York.
Said she went.
The girl
from Rice said she went to Fredo Bang house that morning.
Literally, it's just.
And that's what she's Melly. Remember, the mama said she had to get
it's a wrap,
Fredo Bang house.
It's a wrap.
He cleaned up at Fredo Bang house, y'all.
Queso for Young and Ace.
And that's why he didn't go home.
One too.
He didn't go home because the police come to his house.
They got him dead to rights. He's going life in prison, that dude.
That's the first place they're going to go.
For killing Bibby?
He cleaned up at Fredo Bang house, y'all.
That was not smart.
He changed some clothes.
But yeah, I could do the Epstein and Maxwell case for y'all. I don't have to just do hip-hop cases. I could definitely do.
He did that shit at Fredo Bang house,
to be honest with you guys, federal cases are easier for me because I know how the federal system works. I'm obviously very aware of the state system too, but the state is different with a lot of things. But this was a very strong state case. Holy crap! I can see. Okay, I could do Pooh Shiesty as well.
4:25
Pooh Shiesty one, I didn't get to break down everything on that one when I did academics. We kind of
No, he got out of the car at 4:32 a.m.
So
that's where he separated from Bortman.
Would passing a lie detector test help his case? Not really. Lie detectors aren't.
Bortman pulled into the hospital at 4:35. That's 3 minutes
Casanova
after
2S. Oh,
Melly
man.
got out of the hospital.
Guys, that Casanova one is not good,
which
bro.
means Melly rode with Bortman in that car for a while, for a short period of time.
K-Flock I'm going to do next week, guys. I'm just waiting on one more piece of information.
3 minutes before Bortman
I want to make
pulled
sure
into
I get that information. And I'm also waiting on On some,
Then they
trying to
got
get some
cell phone
reports.
records showing that track picked
Black,
Melly
I can
up,
definitely do that one. They're done too. That
and they
one's
went to Fredo Bang house.
Myron, does airplane mode work to confuse a search warrant? No, it does not, gentlemen. No, it does not.
Wow.
Because all the data is still going to be on the device.
And the plot
and they can pull deleted information from your phone because it leaves metadata on there. Melly's manager, any charges? No, but I would not be surprised if they try to go after him, because he definitely there is a case for impeding an investigation.
They talking about
between him lying to the police about where Melly was, being reluctant to give the phone over, all that shit. Yes, they can definitely still pull Snapchat messages after you delete those, guys.
Uh-oh, y'all heard that right.
Let's see here. Why the fuck can't I send a super chat? Guys, I just got monetized, so the super chat should be coming in. Hopefully, I don't know, sometime this week I should be able to do it. Shout out to Myron, it's dope how you built your old job.
If you ask me, knowing what I know now, the reason why Track didn't get charged is because he gave that fucking phone up.
And that's why I wanted to
listen to me now. Follow me now. Now follow me, Rose. I'm telling you.
Investigation. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people read this stuff, but they don't really know the mindset of the investigator. And as I was reading it, I was like, okay, this detective was probably pissed off that they kept lying to him. He was like, oh, really? Okay, let me do a search warrant with T-Mobile. Oh, really? Let me search the car twice. He did 2 search warrants for the same.
Y'all got no Snapchat either, Dream Dog.
Yo, they're not gonna do that unless they got like a serious, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a high-profile case, guys. It's a high-profile case. They're a small police department, so they got time today. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's see. Do a little 10 for Quando Rondo. Nah, bro. He ain't gonna, bro. He's gonna. They're not gonna get him for murder on that one.
Listen, bro.
Self-defense case.
Track gave that phone up for 2 reasons. They were gonna prosecute his ass for motherfucking accessory and obstruction of justice and misleading the goddamn police investigation.
Took a lot of time.
And he wanted to get out of that immigration shit. That's why they held him in the immigration, because they were gonna charge him with that shit. That's how his ass got up out of there, dog. I bet my motherfucking left pinky finger. That's how Track got out that motherfucker, dog.
Let's see here. What makes Melly's case unbeatable compared to OJ's case, which was obvious he did it? Well, you guys got to remember, the reason why the OJ case, why OJ won, was because the OJ case, let me just sum this up for y'all real quick. Hold on.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
The reason why OJ beat that case wasn't necessarily because the evidence was weak. The evidence was damning. The reason why OJ beat that case was because one of the main detectives on the case had character issues, and they were able to prove that that he lied and he wasn't a credible witness. So what the defense did was they attacked the evidence, right? And they attacked the officer's character. And they were able to show that they weren't credible. And that's how they were able to beat the case. And then the glove also helped significantly. So that's why. But remember, bro, they didn't have cell site information back then. This is 1995, guys. Okay? If they had the cell phone stuff they have now, back then OJ would be in prison, my friend. He would have probably been executed by now. Well, does California have I don't know if California has the death penalty still.
Yeah, the fuck they do. Tookie Williams, they killed Tookie Williams.
Guys, they have cell phone data putting Melly at the scene. Okay? If they had that for OJ, it would have been a wrap.
They've been baked, Woody.
Not only do they have the cell phone info, Melly himself admitted in his video, yeah, we got shot at. Like, man, that is definitely like definitely a big L, man. That's a man. So that's why, because you asked about the OJ case. That's why OJ beat it, bro. They didn't have the technology that they have now, the sophisticated technology to do cell phone triangulation to put you at a location. Let me tell y'all something, bro. When they do a cell phone warrants or whatever, we're talking only a couple hundred meters of certainty. Like, it is close. It is like almost down to the goddamn foot of how you are. They can pretty much pinpoint where you are. Okay? So that's why OJ beat that case. The technology wasn't sophisticated enough to put him at the scene at the time, and the police officers had issues. So Johnny Cochran was able to discredit the police officers, attack the evidence from said discredited police officers, and they couldn't put OJ at the scene. R. Kelly case, I could break that one down. R. Kelly's done though. R. Kelly's done.
Shout out to Slick Puller, that's real.
Federal sex trafficking case, it's a wrap, guys, on that one. You know what I'm saying? God respects my mind. Thank you so much, man. OJ ain't do it. Come on, bro. If that OJ case happened in today's day and age, OJ.
And let's give an account that this video that Fetty did was over a year ago, right? We have more information now that he had at that time.
Like cell phones.
And even he, listen, let me break this down to y'all too.
Like, bro, it's in this.
I'm a former criminal.
It's in stone.
I'm a former criminal, right? This guy's a former federal agent. We both are in agreement that it's looking bad for him. If I was in Melly's shoes, I would be like, fuck, I'm fucked. I'm a former criminal. This guy's a former federal agent, and he's saying it's well.
As far as like you trying to say where you're at, it pinpoints you even better. And 100 meters is a lot, though. It doesn't matter. It shows that he was in the general area, guys. That's the most important thing. They can establish he was in the area, and it was with very fair certainty. Right? They were able to establish 3 minutes before he went to the hospital, he got out the car. That's insane.
And that's close to the hospital too. 3 minutes before boarding and pulling to the hospital, Melly got out. According to cell phone records.
Omni and Hellcat, I could do that one too. That one's a federal case. From me reading it, Here's the thing with the Omni case.
Them bloggers said that Track had to get a phone up because the police would have said that it was Track in the car did the murders. Bullshit. I told you that was bullshit. Listen to me. Follow me. Now follow me. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Though we are small, we may be small, but we are fierce over here in this motherfucking channel. Listen, let me tell you something, dog. You tried the rest, now try the motherfucking best. Common sense. That shit was cap. I knew that shit didn't make no sense. I'm like, how the fuck they gonna put Track in the fucking car when they got the fucking video showing this dude getting in the fucking black back rear passenger? They got cell phone records. Now we know that they pinged Track phone too. They knew that Track picked up Melly after the crime. So we know, and I said that, remember I said that, I said, all they gotta do is ping Track phone and see where Track was at to know he wasn't there. Now here it comes, shout out to Fetty. I ain't never watched this shit old, I ain't never watched it, I'm glad I decided to watch it. Hit that like button. He just said that they pinged Track phone and Melly phone and they knew Track picked Melly up. So they knew, oh, I thought I heard some of this motherfucker. So they knew that Track was not in the car at the time of the shooting. They knew Melly was the only person that had that phone. Because you gotta think now, the only people that had that phone was Track and Melly. Follow me now. Now follow me.
And they want to take it. So they need to establish piracy, right? Because I know he was like,
now follow me. I told y'all your Track gotta be informant or something, because I know niggas who went down for less. Listen, it shows suspicious. It's getting suspicious, Dream Doll. I'm smelling some shit. I'm telling you, I'm damn near back to Officer Francois. I'm just saying, hit that like button, y'all. I'm Scooby-Doo on his ass. Bro, we got to stop believing that Track had to get that phone up, bro. We got overwhelming reasons why Track turned that fucking phone in, man. I'm telling you. I'm heating up Slick Puller. I'm telling you. Listen, bro. Shout out to Fetty. Go subscribe to this channel. That nigga ex-federal agent. Goddamn, I'm glad he on YouTube. Follow me, we cooking this Friday morning. Stick a fork in and be done.
Do you know that confessions?
Long live Sack Chaser, long live Juvie. I don't give a fuck if you was motherfucking part of the alphabet community, Sack Chaser. You didn't deserve to die. You didn't deserve to die. That nigga could have gave you that little bit of punk ass money. Yeah, you disrespected Miss Jamie, but Melly should have just cut you off. Just cut you off.
The prosecution, like I told you,
just cut you off.
Right? They just sent a court order for Melly's DNA.
Melly destroyed everybody's life when he pulled that trigger. And Bartland, this is to you. You broke, no cell phone, stank shoe, other clothes wearing motherfucker you.
Get a vehicle.
You better take that motherfucking deal. Because you're the only person that got a chance to actually have a fucking life outside of jail after this shit over with.
Those two victims could have died other than
stank shoe. I'm talking to you, Bartland. Stank feet. Stank feet, Bartland. Get on live and talk shit to me, because I'm going to ride your puss ass. You can't out-talk me, bitch. So get on live and talk to me like you talked to that little girl, fuck boy. I'm mad at you now. You better motherfucking do what you got to do. You was a fool. You got sunk off. You got sunk in there with 2 fucking dead bodies because you was broke and you fucking wanted a chance at that fucking life. Bitch, you better say yourself. Because when you go to jail, you was already motherfucking broke on the streets. So who the fuck gonna look out for your broke ass in jail? You got a chance here, boy. I'm gonna call you a boy. You got a chance here, boy. You did some fucked up shit in the first place. But you still got a chance, boy. Now, if you want to go on down with that little Geico lizard motherfucker, go on ahead. Go on ahead. I ain't gonna give a fuck. I'ma still be out here eating barbecue chicken, eating booty, eating pussy, all of that type of shit right there. Watermelon, drinking Kool-Aid, all the shit that black people like to do. So let me tell you, you got a choice, player. You got a choice, player. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. But this shit looking like you cooked, nigga. So all that keep it real shit.
So check this out.
All that, I'm a real nigga though. I'm a real nigga though. Okay, real nigga. Okay, real nigga. You did some fucked up shit, dog. You shouldn't even have a chance, really, that you got. But you got a chance, him.
His cousin, okay, was not necessarily in the drug trafficking organization.
But don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Regardless of what, I'm gonna be blogging about your broke stank feet ass. I'm gonna be right chill. Right motherfucking chill. That's on you. I'm just saying. I'm just motherfucking saying. This is sad, dog. Like my grandma used to say. Took them motherfucking young men away from their fucking families by some puss ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. I ain't heard nothing that they said that you could have been mad about the sack chaser about that you were supposed to kill. I ain't heard nothing that Juvie did that said that he deserved to fucking die. You fucking threw all your whole fucking life away.
So we bring the case.
You threw Bortman fucking life away?
Because like I told you before,
Somebody, he did the realest shit for me in my life. That nigga fool. Listen, let me tell you something. I would have told on Melly that same fucking night. I'm telling you this shit. I ain't never told on nobody in my life. I'm out the streets. I ain't got no blemish on my record. Pull my background, bitch. 1090 Jake me. I ain't got no. Most of the time I was my own. I ain't had no co-defendants any fucking way. I did my shit on my own. But I'm saying, if I was in Portland motherfucking shoes, your motherfucking ass would have been served up to the DE motherfucking A that night. I'd have been robbing them motherfucking bodies. I'd have been like, this nigga think I'm a fool? You finna send me in this bitch with my homeboy's body? Some niggas that I got love for? Okay, I got your ass. Hey, Melly did it. Hey, look, I was in Fear My Life. He shot them. He shot, and he told me if I don't take these bodies, then he gonna shoot me. He just got out of the car 3 minutes ago. If you catch him, he's slithering down the goddamn street with his little snake ass. He's slithering down there. Yeah, track finna pick him up. Right around the corner. Yeah, right there. Listen, I wouldn't have been no snitch. I'd have been telling. I'd have been right front and center. I'd have told the people, don't hide my name. Don't cover my name up. Bitch, put me on the front of the newspaper. Bitch, I'd have been standing on that bitch like Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. Bitch, that's how it would have been. It would have been no shame in my game because you tried me, nigga. You fucking tried me. Bro, Boyley could have been fucked up. He still might be fucked up. He's stupid. He brainwashed. Bro, I'd rather be poor and broke and stank feet and free than be rich in fucking jail with some VBs in my mouth. Look at the signs. Melly ass going down. They done snatched his VVs out his mouth. That's God, y'all. He ain't gonna have nothing to remind himself of the life he used to live other than people coming in there saying, damn, bro, weren't you YNW Melly? You heard what I said. Wasn't you YNW Melly? Because right now you X11146, state inmate, whatever. Inmate demons. That's who the fuck you is now. 120, 5'6", soaking wet with 2 bricks in your back pocket, having to fight them motherfucking punks off your buttocks.
That's Texas has some very lax statements. Alright, we'll protect from technical places.
Come on, man.
Guys, I know.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Bro, real talk, guys. It takes a lot of probable cause.
Come on, man.
To be able to like tap someone's phone or whatever. I told you guys on the last episode, it takes more to tap someone's phone than to actually arrest them. You need way more probable cause to listen to someone's phone. Now, that's for a criminal case. When it comes to like, you know, national security, that's a whole other world. Okay? I want you guys to I want to make that very clear. The criminal case world and then the classified national security world are 2 different things, guys. 2 different things. All right? The stuff that comes from classified stuff is not discoverable. You know, and we ain't going to talk about classified stuff on this podcast, on this channel. We're always going to talk criminal because I purposely stayed away from classified information. It's fucking useless. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm a former street dude, man. My daddy sold plenty of drugs. My mama was a fucking crack addict. I came up in a fucking crack house. Y'all seen the first 2 episodes of my life story. Wait till I tell you the rest of them motherfuckers. Listen, I'm here to tell you. Listen to me. Look at my fucking eyes here. I'm here to tell you. Get the fuck out the streets, man. Get the fuck out the streets, man. It's a lose-lose. Look at Portland. Look at Melly. It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. Your life is worth more than that. Let me tell you what my mama told me, bro. My mama told me when I started working, my mama she say, son, I'm so happy you working. I say, why, mama? She say, because I used to worry about you every night. Bro, I was in the streets over 20 years. Do you hear is you listening to what I'm saying? My mama say she used to worry about me getting killed every fucking night, man. Can you imagine the stress and pain and pressure you putting on your parents by them worried about you getting killed? I didn't even know that. I apologized to my mom when she said that shit. And to be honest with you, when I was in the streets, I wasn't even fucking thinking about my mama. But she was thinking about me. Listen to me. Young men are getting killed at an all-time high. 14, 15, 13, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. After a while, this generation here ain't gonna be none of them left. The young black males and this generation are coupled with the drill culture are dying quickly. It's gonna be so many young kids that ain't gonna have no fucking fathers. Those are the ones that live old enough to have children. I seen a little boy 2 weeks ago from Chicago, 14-year-old little boy. He got killed. He didn't got no fucking kids. You're killing yourselves off, man. I'm not judging y'all, but I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, man. Get out the streets, man. It's an epidemic. It's like genocide. Y'all killing motherfuckers to make rap songs, man. And then go to jail. So you killed this motherfucker, you made a rap song about it, and your ass in jail right fucking now. Some of y'all got so much potential, so much promise. Look at Melly, such as Melly. And y'all throwing this shit away because of your mentality. You don't, okay, if you don't give a fuck about it, I understand. Think about yourself. If Melly would have stopped, let's say Melly really was mad at sack chasing. Okay, just think about it, right? if he would at least stopped and thought about what he himself had to lose, he'd still be fucking free right now. I would have took that. I would have rather Melly thought about, just say he had no more love for Sack Chaser, he wanted him dead, fuck that. If Melly would have just thought about himself and what he had to lose, he would have still been free. Sack Chaser still would have been alive. Juvie still would have been alive. Borton would have been able to buy his own phone and wash his stank ass feet and be able to have a good life. The same person that they looked at to change their lives and make their lives better than they could ever imagine destroyed their lives. Melly held the power of life and death in his hands, and he chose death. If he would at least just thought about himself, you get what I'm saying? I'm saying, I would have thought about my friends, me personally, and their families, and what this gonna do to everybody involved if I pull this trigger. But I'm saying, just say Melly is a selfish person and was only thinking about himself. That still would have been enough to save everybody in that car. Because he'd be like, well, I can't kill these motherfuckers, boy. I'm finna be a motherfucking millionaire. Fuck this shit. All I gotta do is just go to Dubai and don't fuck with these niggas no more. Look how many people he hurt. Bro, it's fans that's hurt that Melly is in jail and might be finna die or get life. It's family, friends, associates. Melly hurt thousands of people by pulling that trigger in that car that night, allegedly, along with himself. It's sad, y'all. It's sad, man. I just don't know. I just don't know what else to say. I'm glad God blessed me to make it through a lot of these situations. I'm glad God blessed me to be here to talk about these situations with people and try to possibly help at least one young person to get out the streets. I hope one young person at least hear these words and decide to say, man, fuck that shit. I ain't dying in the streets. You know? Like, I done said this shit 1,000 different ways, man. I told you, my mama said that she was worried about me every night. I was in the streets over 20 years. Can you imagine? If you don't love yourself, think about your mama. Think about the people that love you. I'm telling you, it's a good life on the other side of the streets. And yeah, I know some of us young and some of us born into it and some of us have to play the cards we dealt. I get it. But when you get old enough, if God blessed you with enough life, when you get old enough, get the fuck on. That shit ain't no, listen, let me tell you something. I never wanted to be from the streets, man. Man, I used to go, when I lived in Vero Beach, and I used to go, Walbassa, when we used to go to Sebastian to play with our white friends, man, I used to see some of my white friends had pools, they had food in their refrigerators. Bro, I used to be like, man, I wish I lived like this. I never in my fucking life wanted to be from the streets. Never. Shout out to Flyboy Mike. That's my son, y'all. What's up, son? I love you. Your daddy love you, boy. And listen, my son will tell you what I taught him all his life. My son right there, my son Flyboy Mike. He'll tell you what his daddy taught him his whole life. The same way I'm talking to y'all is the same way I talked to him. Right now, he ain't got no felonies, and he finna get ready to go to college. And my daughter, his sister, she's at FAMU right fucking now. I didn't do it by myself. God bless the dead. Their mama was a great mama. She had a lot to do with it. But what I'm saying is, I never glorified the streets to my children. And they was a big reason why I got out the streets. I love you, Flyboy Mike. I love you, son. You was the reason why I got out the streets. You the reason why I'm still here along with God. That's my son, y'all. That's my son right there. He'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. I love you, son. You know. And I'm glad, and I'm proud of you, and I'm glad of the life you chose. For real. I'm proud of you. I love you. You feel me? Straight up, though. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. You know, let me tell y'all parents something as well that I discovered along the way as well. You can tell your children what not to do, but if you ain't walking the walk and you doing that shit that you telling them not to do, they're not gonna listen to you because they're gonna see you as a hypocrite. So you actually got to walk the walk and talk the talk. I learned this along the way as being a parent. And that's why part of the reason why I changed my life as well. I also wanted to do better, but I'm saying that was the reason too. I ain't really had no daddy. I wanted my children to have a father. For real. Oh yeah, you see my son? He said, you remember when I took him to Windermere? Let me tell you why I took him to Windermere. Because young kids in the inner city, they covet what they see. What that means is when we grew up, we seen dudes with rims, money, and all of this shit. That made us want to be drug dealers, right? So one day I picked him up for practice, from football practice, and I asked him, I say, son, you ever seen a mansion? He say, no, Dad, I never seen a mansion. I say, okay, I'm finna take you to a mansion. It was nighttime, asking. I took him to Windermere. I took him to Islesworth. That's where Tiger Woods lived at. We pulled up to the gate. The guard stopped us at the gate. The guard say, what are you doing here, sir? I say, sir, I don't live here. I just want to show my son that what he could possibly have if he stay in school, get good grades, and continue on the path that he on. I want him to be able to envision a life better than the life that a street drug dealer could get. And the guard got my son, Flyboy Mike, and walked him into the gates of Windermere and told him, son, if you get good grades, you stay in school, you can have one of these mansions. You see that guy right there? That's a lawyer. That's a doctor. That's his house. That's his house. That's that house. I did that so my son could see something other than 20-inch rims, candy painted cars, drug dealers with money, gold teeth, and fucking cell phones and bitches. I wanted him to envision what he could possibly have other than envisioning the street dream. So yes, son, I remember when I did that. So I told y'all, man, listen, I ain't perfect. I'm not big. I ain't doing all that. I ain't perfect. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. Everybody is no such thing as no perfect parents. Trust me, it's not. We learn as we go. Ain't nobody expecting none of us to be perfect. We learning this shit as we go. I'm just saying you got to try. When you have children, your life is not your own. Your life is your you're living for your children at that point. You know what I'm saying? And so all that shit that you didn't get a chance to do before you had children, you can cancel that shit unless your life should be revolved around your family, your children, and building a stability and a stable environment to bring them up in. Now you can have your little fun, you go on your little vacation and stuff like that, and you know you can sprinkle it in. That's how you do that. But you're supposed to, you know, grow. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just sad that my homeboy Chris Thomas Spoon lost his son. I'm telling y'all, when Chris told me about Juvenile, he was so excited. He was so happy. He saw his son, and his son got the same name as him. Juvie was a junior. Think about this. Look just like his daddy. He saw his son succeeded. Let me tell you something. As a parent, my greatest joy in life is watching my children succeed. That's the greatest joy in the world. I'm telling you, something that you created, something that's a part of you, and you watching them succeed. So when Chris was telling me about his son, Juvie, and then Juvie ended up getting taken away from him in such tragic circumstances, I felt for him for that. So that's why I go so hard how I go on this case. I got a personal connection. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Spoon's strong as fuck. He's stronger than I would have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll talk about the stuff, and he'll hold in there and this and that there or whatever. You know, but he had his days when it first happened. But I'm saying I feel for parents. It could be any of y'all, man. Whenever I see a little kid, I look at him, I'm like, boy, somebody love that kid. That's somebody's baby. That's how I look at it now, because I got kids. You know, so these men was 19 years old, man. Didn't even get a chance to live in life, man. didn't do a motherfucking thing to deserve the fate that they got. So, you know, God got the final say, you know, but I would love justice for my friends, son, Sack Chaser family. I wish this never would have happened. Melly, goddamn, why you did this, allegedly did this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, bro. You was a great artist, bro. Good music, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You robbed us all, dog. You robbed everybody, bro. You robbed everybody, bro. You robbed everybody, bro. Hey, look, y'all. But I'm finna end this live. We're gonna go live again tonight. I gotta go to work, so the live we go again tonight probably be around 12 or something like that there. But I just had one to start this thing off top of the morning, Friday morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Loki the Truth. Shout out to my son, Flyboy Mike. I love you, son. I'm gonna tell you something too, fellas. Tell your children that you love them. Tell your son that you love him, man. My daddy never told me he loved me, man. He old macho dude, but I know he loved me, but he never told me. Tell your children that you love them, fathers. They need to hear that. Shout out to Dream Doll. I love you, Dream Doll. You my dog. Shout out Sophisticated Nunu. You my motherfucking round. I love you too. Shout out to Kenny. I appreciate you, Kenny. I appreciate you, Kenny. Shout out to A1 Sauce. Shout out to Slick Puller. Shout out to Nail Bowens. Shout out to Slime Life Max. Shout out to Dirkudes. I always mess that name up. Shout out to Mr. G Styles. I don't want to give y'all all shots out for rocking with me. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. I'm going to log off right now, y'all. We're going to do this again later on this evening. We'll go over it. Shout out to Battalion Bully. Shout out to Chicks 1000. You know what I'm saying? That's the Squiddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, comment. And if anything, listen. And I'm gonna borrow this from Hood Educated, because I like what he say. If anything I said today made y'all think, man, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. I would love to be able to come on this channel one day and somebody tell me, man, let me tell you something, Marita boy, the stuff that you told me, man, I took it to heart and I applied it, man, and I changed my life. Boy, if I get that, if I could do that for one person, bro, listen, that'd be one of the best biggest accomplishments in my life, other than being a father and having my kids and supporting my kids, man. To be done changed one life for the better. On top of after all the negative stuff I did in my past, to be here now to change one life for the better, man, I'd be happy, dog. I'd be happy. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. So, you know, like I said, if you in the streets, I'm not hating on you. I'm not looking down on you. I got a lot of love for y'all. It's a PSA. Please get out on before they beat you, because they're going to beat you. Trust me. They're going to beat you. They're going to win. They're going to win. One day it's going to be your day. One day you're going to get robbed. One day you're going to go to jail. One day you might get shot. Of course, you definitely going to lose friends. You know what I'm saying? Think about what you could do outside of jail. If you good at selling drugs, I'm telling you, you could sell anything. I done seen it. Think about your mama. Think about your children. Think about the people that your life gonna affect negatively if something happened to you. Let me tell you something. When you go to jail, your family do time with you. When you go to jail, your family suffers as well. Your mother be sad. Your children be sad. I'm telling you this shit. Let me tell you something. Before I get off this live, let me tell you something what happened to me, dog. I ended up, and my son in the chat with y'all, right? My son, shout out John Doe TV. I see you, bro. Listen, my son in the chat, he'll tell you. Flyboy Mike, this is my son. He was about 3 years old. My daughter was about 4. They got the same mama, same daddy, right? I ended up having a warrant for a violation of probation, and I ended up catching a new charge, right? This is back when I was doing fraud, right? So I ended up, I had a warrant, right? I had my own crib, own trap, right? So I knew I was gonna have to go to jail, right? So this is what I did. I went hard. I kind of came up, I hustled up like 10 bands in like a month, swear to God. Like 10 bands, I did. Paid my lawyer off. I think I had to pay him like $3,500. His name was Brian Duckworth. I paid him off. I put collect calls on 5 different people's phones and my own phone, right? And I gave my own phone, I kept it, but I put collect on the phones so that when I go to jail, because when you get a warrant, you're going. It's just a matter of time before you go, right? So I put collect on the phones so that when I go, I knew I would have people to call, and it wouldn't be a burden on the people. I put like $100 on everybody's phone, like 5 phones, right? So boom, I called my baby mama. This is the one who passed. This is Flyboy Mike's mom, right? I called her. I say, I gotta go to jail. I got a warrant. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when I'm gonna go to jail, but I gotta go to jail. She said, I say, what you want me to do? What you want me to tell the kids? Me and her weren't together at the time. I said, what you want me to tell the kids? You want to tell them I'm going out of town or something and this and that there? She say, no. I say, you want to tell them for me? She say, no. I say, what you want me to do? She say, you got to tell them yourself. I say, you serious? You want to tell them? She say, yeah. I say, okay. I say, well, bring them over here today and I'll tell them, right? She brought my daughter and Flyboy Mike. He'll tell you. She brought them to my house, right? It was one of the saddest things I ever had to do, right? She sat him down. I sat him down on the couch, and I went explaining to them that I had to go to jail, right? Bro, when I tell you my children boo-hoo cried, Flyboy Mike, boo-hoo cried, right? That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in life. Tell my children that I had to go to jail and leave them. All they heard was their daddy was finna leave them, right? That was one of the saddest days of my life, to look in my children's eyes and have to tell them that I had to go to jail. And I was like, damn, I got to stop this. I can't continue. I can't put them through this. You know what I'm saying? I cannot put them through this. Now, what I ended up eventually doing is I ended up turning myself in. I went to the probation office, turned myself in, and being that I had already got a lawyer and everything, I ended up only having to do 3 months. I did 99 days. I had a 2-year violation of probation with another charge, and I ended up doing 90 days, 99 days to be exact, right? When I got out of jail, I probably had about $3,000-$4,000 that I had hustled up on before I went to jail, right? After that, I still dipped and dabbed in the streets a little bit, but not really that much. And I'm gonna be honest with you, since that day, since that time right there, I have never done time again. Flyboy Mike, he'll tell you, my son, he in the chat, he'll tell you, I have never did time since that day, since that time. Never. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling you. So thank God for blessing me, that I ain't never have to do no time after that. But I'm just trying to explain to y'all, man. Like, we got to do better, man. And I ain't perfect. I'm just saying, I ain't looking down. No, listen, don't think I got it all together, because I don't. But I'm saying I try every day, yo. And I want y'all to try every day, man. But I'm going to end this chat. I love you, son. I love all y'all. Shout out to Tamara Jackson, a.k.a. Peanut. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to go live again later on tonight. I got to get a little rest before I go to work. I told you I got 3 jobs. Listen, please hit that Cash App, man. Hit that Cash App. Donate to the channel, man, so we can grow this channel, man. You know what I'm saying? All of the proceeds, trust me, gonna go into more equipment. Trust me, I promise you. We need better cameras. We need more lights. We need phones. We need all type of shit, y'all. Listen, I love you too, son. Listen, so that's what we doing here, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate y'all supporting me. Shout out Sophisticated Nunu, Dream Dog, Battalion Bully, the Chase 1000. That's the Squiddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to add some more y'all to be moderators. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, just chill. I'm gonna add some more y'all. I see y'all. I know y'all been rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? From a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Listen, another thing to y'all, man. Pray for me, man. Pray for me, man. If you God-fearing people in this chat, man, listen, man, send a prayer up for me, man, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm a God-fearing man. I just posted a picture a couple of weeks ago where I got baptized, man. Listen, I need all the prayers I can get, man. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, comment to this video. Chill.